Good evening. Welcome to the 2025 football season senior night. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate and honor our senior football players, marching band, cheerleaders, Air Force, JROTC, and golf students. First up, we've got number 0, Sherelle LaShawn Simpkins Jr. Sherelle is being escorted by his mother, Sharonda Johnson, and father, Sherelle Simpkins Sr. He's a linebacker and a leader on defense. After high school, he plans to either play college football at Lindsey Wilson while majoring in business economics or attend TCAT to specialize in HVAC technology. Sherelle Simpkins. Next, we've got number 2, Austin Harrison. On the field with Austin are his parents, Linda and Scott Harrison. He's a team captain and quarterback. Next fall, Austin plans to continue playing football in college while pursuing a medical degree. If a career in sports doesn't work out, Austin plans to be a dermatologist. Next, we've got number 4, Mr. Terrell Searcy Jr. Terrell's mother, Crystal House, and father, Terrell Searcy, are escorting him tonight. He is a wide receiver. After graduation, he plans to attend college and pursue a career in business. Next, we've got number 5, Mr. Jonah Gardner. Escorting Jonah are his parents, Shelly and Joe Gardner. Jonah is a team captain and wide receiver. Next fall, Jonah plans to head up the hill and attend the University of Tennessee. Next, we've got number 9, Jawan Stafford Jr. Jawan is the son of the late Jawan Stafford Sr. Joining Jawan on the field are his mother and sister, Jasmine and Jamea Locke. Jawan is a football house leader and defensive end. After high school, Jawan plans to continue playing football in college while majoring in business. Next, we've got number 11, John Binion. John's parents, Casey Binion and Jana Binion, are escorting him tonight. John is on the Football Leadership Council and a defensive back on the field. After high school, John plans to attend college to obtain a degree in fire science and pursue a career as a firefighter or first responder so he may serve his Lebanon Blue Devil community. Next is number 12, Jackson Harris. Joining Jackson on the field tonight is his father, Johnny Harris, mom, Brittany Hahn, and grandmother, Becky Harris. Jackson is a linebacker. After high school, Jackson plans to go to TCAT for HVAC technology. Next is number 16, Pierce Anderson. Pierce is escorted by his mother, Nicole Anderson, and father, PJ Anderson. His position is safety. Pierce's future plans include attending TCAT for HVAC technology. Next up is number 18, Mr. Abram Thompson. Abram's parents, Jessica and Vance Thompson, are joining him on the field tonight. He is team captain and tight end. Next fall, Abram plans to attend Tennessee Tech and major in accounting. Next up is number 25, Jack Greer. Escorting Jack tonight are his parents, Becky and Matthew Greer. Jack is the fullback. After graduation, Jack plans to attend Tennessee Tech to study electrical engineering to prepare for a career in engineering. And number 29, Mr. Gavin Lowry. Joining Gavin are his mother, Sarah Lowry Height, and father and stepmother, Charlie and Paige Lowry. He is defensive lineman and long snapper. Gavin's post-graduation plans are to attend college for veterinary science. Number 34, Brecken Rogers. Brecken is escorted by his mother, Teresa Rogers, and father, Terry Rogers. Brecken is a team captain and fullback. Next fall, he plans to attend Tennessee Tech and major in mechanical engineering. This is number 43, Kevin Puhalo. Kevin is the son of Sasa and Marima Puhalo. Kevin is a wide receiver and tight end. After high school, Kevin plans to attend MTSU and major in finance as he pursues a career in investment banking. Next up is number 52, Grayson Bueller. Escorting Grayson are his parents, Christy and Jared Bueller. Grayson is a nose guard. Grayson's future plans include continuing to play football in college and pursuing a career as an electrician. Next up is number 53, Cedric Dion Mills. Joining Cedric on the field are his parents, Asa and Kurthar Underwood, and sister, London Underwood. Cedric is a center. Following high school, Cedric plans to attend trade school for his airframe and power plant license and play football in college. Next up is number 57, Mr. Owen Dahl. Owen's parents, Alyssa and Adam Dahl, are escorting him tonight. Owen is a left guard and lineman. Next fall, Owen plans to attend the University of Tennessee and pursue a career in engineering. Next is number 64, Cameron Litchfield. Cameron is escorted by his parents, Heather and Dustin Litchfield. Cameron is a left guard. After high school, Cameron plans to attend trade school for commercial plumbing and pipe fitting. Next up is number 70, Jalen White. Escorting Jalen are his mother, Keisha, and father, Sultan Goodman. Jalen is on the offensive line. Following high school, he plans to attend MTSU for sports management. Number 83, Mr. Roderick Goodlow. Roderick is joined by his mother and stepfather, Misty and Damian Wells. He's a defensive end. Next fall, Roderick plans to attend TSU and major in social work. And number 85, Mr. Austin Hooper. Escorting Austin is his father, Michael Hooper, and mother, Precious Taylor. He's a receiver and corner. Following high school, Austin plans to pursue a degree in environmental and natural sciences. And finally, we've got our senior football manager, Miss Trinia Michaela Shipman. Trinia is escorted by her parents, Trio and Renisa Shipman. Next fall, Trinia plans to attend Alabama A&M University, majoring in forensic chemistry, with a later career of being a mortician. Please give all our Blue Devils seniors one more big cheer as they head to the locker room to get locked in for the game tonight. All right, entering the field next are the marching Blue Devils seniors. Leading the way is David Adams. Joining David are his mother, Gloria Grandstaff, and father, Corey Adams. David is a percussionist in the front ensemble. After graduation, David plans to attend TCAP for auto mechanics. Next, we've got Mr. James Dial. James is escorted by his parents, Matt Dial. He marched flute for 3 years and swapped out for bassoon and tuba for his senior year, and he is the tuba section leader. Next fall, James plans to attend college and major in mechanical engineering. Stay with him, Dayton. Next is Mr. Joshua Eisenstein. Escorting Joshua are his parents, Lori and David Eisenstein. Joshua has played the drum set in the front ensemble all 4 years. After graduation, Joshua plans to attend college, then enter the film industry. Next, we've got Mr. William Black. William's parents, Denise and Wesley Black, are escorting him tonight. William marched flute for 2 years and a trumpet for 2 years. Following graduation, William will begin an apprenticeship to become an electrician. Next up, we've got Liam Foster. Liam is joined by his parents, Lisa and Matthew Foster. Liam has been in band leadership for 3 years and played trumpet each marching season. Liam's future plans include pursuing a career in civil engineering. Next up, we've got Miss Kylie Keogh Hindreth. Escorting Keogh are her parents, Dr. Stephanie and Matthew Hindreth. She has marched saxophone for 5 years and is the section leader. After high school, Keogh plans to attend a career college with a major in accounting and minor in business analytics. Her long-term plan is to earn a doctorate in business administration, just like Mom and Grandma pursue a career in business. Next, we've got Miss Kiera Hopkins. Kiera is escorted by her parents, Jennifer and Joshua Hopkins. She's played flute for 2 years, mellophone for 2, and is the section leader. Next fall, Kiera plans to attend either UTK or ETSU for nursing and eventually pursue a career in neuroscience. No, you did not. Next, we've got Miss Abby Johnson. Abby is escorted by her parents, Jenny and Johnny Johnson. She is color guard captain and has spun sabers, rifles, and flags during 5 marching seasons. Following graduation, Abby plans to pursue a career as an attorney at the pro law. Next, we've got Miss Yuridia Martinez. Yuridia is the daughter of Luis Martinez and Eugenia Pantaleon. Yuridia plays trumpet. Her future plans include attending Ball State and becoming a paramedic. Next, we've got Miss Caitlin Isaac. Joining Caitlin on the field tonight is her mother, Louise Isaac. She plays clarinet and is the section leader. Next fall, she plans to attend UT Knoxville to pursue a career as a nurse. Next, we've got Tyler Lance Maldi. Escorting Tyler are his parents, Vanessa and Lynn. Tyler has been in the drum line all 4 years, plays center snare, and is section leader. Tyler's post-graduation plans include attending college, the University of Texas in San Antonio, and majoring in music theory. Next, we've got Camila Reynoso. Camila and her parents, Lorena Amanish and Adrian Reynoso. She plays saxophone and is the saxophone section leader. Camila is also a senior in the Air Force JROTC, Corps Commander as a Lieutenant Colonel. After graduation, Camila plans to enlist with the Navy and major in business at MTSU. Next, we've got Mr. Benny Shanley. Benny is escorted by his parents, Amanda and Stephen Shanley. He plays trumpet and is the section leader. His future plans include attending college and earn his associate's degree to keep music in his life as much as he can, and of course to be awesome. And finally, we got Miss Larissa Thomason. Larissa is the daughter of Lorraine Thomason and late Charles Thomason. Joining Larissa mother and sisters, Lorraine and Paige Thomason. She's played alto sax all 4 years. Her post-high school plans include earning degrees in business management and culinary arts with a specialty in pastry and bakery. Congratulations to all of our marching band seniors. We're excited to see your halftime show this All right, next we've got our cheerleading seniors. First up, we've got Miss Deidre Fight. Deidre is escorted by a mother, Christina Dowling. She is a back spot and bass. Next on, Deidre goes to the University of Tennessee and major in biology. She continues her education at Meharry Medical School as she pursues a career in pediatric medicine. Next up, Miss Mackenzie Hauser. Escorting Mackenzie are her mother, Shannon Hauser, and father, Brad Hauser. She is a bass. After graduation, she plans to attend Tribeca University and major in nursing. Charlie Jacobus. Joining Charlie on the field are her mother, Krista Patton, and father, Chris Patton. She is a back spot. Carly's future plans are to pursue a career in the medical field. And next we've got Miss Sophie Lowe. Sophie is escorted by her mother, Deborah Lowe, and father, Kenneth Lowe. She is a flyer and bass. Next fall, she plans to attend Lipscomb University to major in neuroscience as she pursues a career in neuroradiology. Next up, we have Miss Sarah Scott. Escorting Sarah are her parents, Crystalyn and Chris Scott. Sarah is a back spot. Although she's not decided
Jeremiah.
to
We got
attend,
4 minutes, my friend. 4 minutes.
And marketing.
Donald, go ahead and do yours.
And finally, we've got Miss Harmony Yule. Harmony are her grandparents, Ronald and Brenda Washburn.
Good. All right.
She is a main
Jeremiah, we got about 4 minutes, my man.
plans
About 4
include
minutes to
majoring
our
in
live.
nursing in college to prepare her for a career as a nurse practitioner specializing in women's health. Next, we have our Air Force JROTC seniors. And first, representing them is Jacob Deviney. Joining Jacob are his father, Kenneth Deviney, and grandmother, Janet Deviney. He's a flight sergeant and TEC sergeant. After high school, he plans to attend TCAP for auto mechanics or welding. Next, we've got Mr. Chris Spence, being escorted by his stepmother, Roberta Spence. He is a first lieutenant. He is enlisted in the Army National Guard and will head to boot camp in June. Up next, we've got Miss Elizabeth Belser. Joining Elizabeth on the field are her mother, Robin Belser, and sister, Caitlin Avery. She is an A2 officer of public affairs and social media and first lieutenant. Following graduation, she plans to either attend college or enter the Air Force. And our final senior is our 12th senior, Miss Kristen Wins. Kristen is escorted by her father, Pam Wins. Kristen is the varsity captain and has played all 4 years. Next fall, Kristen plans to attend UTK and work towards a doctorate in business marketing as she pursues a career in media marketing and eventually lead the company. Everybody, one more time, give it up for all of our seniors. Marching band, our cheerleaders, dancers, and ROTC cadets. A huge large thank you to all our coaches, directors, and teachers who have spent countless hours pouring their hearts and sweat and tears into these incredible students and made a lasting impact on the reaching this milestone without your dedication. Also, to our parents, families, and friends, you all deserve a big round of applause. Thank you for being the official team food providers, food travelers, fundraising champions, buying candy and all the things. You've cheered, you've fed, you've driven, you've fundraised, and let's not forget, you've washed lots of laundry so that they don't become stinky. And through it all, maintain your sanity. Thank you so much, every step of the way. Without you, congratulations.
Unless you're a staff. Yeah. Are they doing the scoreboard show? And tomorrow?
Tonight,
this season. So the sky's the limit for this young man if he stays healthy. I'm going to go into some of the year-to-date stuff to get that out of the way real quick. Azita, 1,188 yards, 140 carries, 8.5 yards a carry, 16 touchdowns.
Jeez.
Guys, we've played 9 games. He's only played 7. That gives him a 170-yard average per game. Joe, you've been around this a long time. You don't see that very often.
Not at all.
170 yards a game. Splash plays. Lebanon is still leading the splash plays. We've had 36. They've had 18. And when I say they, that's the opponents. If anybody, a splash play is a play that Coach Gentry calls a 20-yarder over. That's called a splash play. Austin Harrison for the year is 85 of 138, 1,142 yards, 61.6 yard completion percentage. He's averaging 127 yards a game, and that's kind of impressive, too, when you look at our rushing numbers. I'm going to get to the total of that here in just a minute. Gavin Gregory is still leading the receiving. He's got 19 catches, 359 yards, 19-yard average, and 4 touchdowns. Jonah Gardner, Got to say his name. 7 catches, 113 yards. He's averaging 16.1 yards a catch. Pierce Anderson, 3 catches for 58 yards, 19. He's had a touchdown. And, of course, we're going to go back to Jawan Stafford. He's 2 for 2 on the year. Both of those are touchdowns. Scoring on the year, Azita's got 104 yards scoring. Longest rush for the year, Lebanon's rush for 81 yards. Our longest pass is 63 yards. Our opponent's longest rush is 49 yards. Our opponent's longest pass is 65 yards. We are out total yardage in our competition. Lebanon is averaging 343 yards a game. Our opponents is averaging 224 yards a game. That's 119 yards a game difference. First downs this year, Lebanon has 119 first downs. Our opponent has 91. That's a plus 28 first downs. Turnovers, we're still up 1 on the turnover ratio. Jimenez is 30 of 32 for PATs. That's 93.8% on the PATs. Our scoring, guys, I've said this for a while. Our scoring, we are dominating the first quarter. First quarter of this year is 90 for Lebanon, 22 for the opponents. That is a major start to your football game. We are also doubling up in the fourth quarter, 49-23 in the fourth quarter, and we are leading every quarter in scoring. Lebanon has scored 244 points this year. Our opponents have scored 112 points this year. That's a difference of 132 points, guys, over 9 games. Our scoring average is 27 points a game. Our opponent's average is 12 points a game. We have, for our turnovers that we've recovered, Meniere's with 3, Binions with 3, Gregory's 1, Wilson's 1, and Simpkins has now gotten 2. Guys, that's all I got. We got more, but we're not going to do it now.
Yeah, Gianna Zita has so much we could talk about. We've decided to kind of sprinkle it in throughout the day because we could spend the entire pregame on him. And Joe Gardner's senior night, not quite the same as homecoming. When I was talking to Coach yesterday, I thought it was an interesting point that he made. He said, homecoming might be a little bit more of a distraction because you got the floats and all of that stuff and, the pretty girls and the pretty dresses and all of those things. Senior night might be more emotional for these guys. They're thinking about an awful lot. This could be the last time I play on this field. It could be, all these different things. And a lot of them, it doesn't hit till this moment. You've had one son go through this. You have another one going through it currently. You've got a good pulse on what the rest of this senior group is thinking and feeling. What has it been like at practice this week, and what have you been able to learn being there this week?
Well, would like to got to practice a lot more than I did with the weather, obviously. They were inside Monday, Wednesday, and today. I went Tuesday and got it, and I thought a real laid back, and that's what you get. There's a lot of coaching and preparing going on for your opponent, but as far as all that basic stuff, that's gone out the window. So practices are kind of a little more lax. You get done a little earlier. We were talking about it, that feel of when practice is an end and it's almost dark. And, of course, next week, regardless of what happens, playoffs after this time change on Sunday, we'll be practicing in the dark. But back to the homecoming thing real fast. Homecoming to us, was always, like you said, you worried about the distraction and maybe the letdown because you're not focusing on your job. Here, you put so much pressure on yourself about what you just said. You know, you're seniors, you've had a fantastic year, you want to finish this regular season off right in front of the home crowd, and so as a coach, you just watch for that. You don't want to press too much, and I hope these guys want to finish it off in the right way.
Well, speaking of, we're going to keep it right here, and you all year been great on your Joe's Keys to the Game, so why don't you go ahead and give us Joe's Keys to the Game as well.
I definitely. It's not too hard this week. I said it. We can't help those guys spoil our night. Cookeville's a good ball club. They have gotten a lot better. I've watched them 3 or 4 games. I have a hard time understanding their record. During the first of the year, I didn't see a lot of those, and that's where they had a lot of their losses. They found an identity in their running back, Barrett, and I'll get to that in my next key. But, again, those guys are playing really good ball, and this is not a situation where we can just walk in here. You spoke about the history between us. This is very comfortable for me. For every year that we played, and before me and right after me, Cookeville was the last ball game of the year, and it was always a cold ball game. And then, like you said, we kind of didn't play them for a while, and then they were in the middle of our season. Last year, those guys came in here and manhandled us 27-0. I watched the Cookeville coaches show yesterday, and they spoke about that. And they wondered if Lebanon kept receipts, and I hope we did. Offensively, we've got to continue to play unselfish ball. I know we talk about here, sometimes you probably think we're the Lebanon Azitas. And what I mean by that is I'm going to give that credit due because I've told y'all from that kid, I've known that kid for a long time, and I knew what he could do. But he'll be the first to tell you and everybody, you don't do it if everybody's not bought in. And we found our identity a long time ago. And it was Gianna Zeta. And in order for us to get in behind him, our line had to agree to block. Our quarterback had to agree to, I'm not going to throw it 20 times a game. Our receivers had to realize, I'm not going to run out here and catch everything. I'm going to need to do some dirty work and some blocking. And I spoke to several of them about that. And it may have took them a little while to get the picture, but when you start stacking wins and you're 4-0 and 5-0, you realize everybody's bought in and this thing's working. So that's kind of where we're at. Defense is very easy. I wrote it down 3 times. Tackle Barrett, tackle Barrett, tackle Barrett. Cookeville's a very good football team, but it runs through him just like it does our running back. He is very athletic. He looks like a young Christian McCaffrey to me. I watched him last week against a very good run defense that Mount Juliet Bears have. They've got a lot of trouble, but we saw they can play good run defense. He would get them going one way, come all the way back across the field. Very athletic kid, and so I think if we do a good job of him, and then we let ours get going a little bit, it should work in our favor. But we don't want this thing to get late in the second half and still have some question marks, John.
Well, taking a look here at the region standings coming into the very last game of the regular season, Green Hill has already clinched the top of the region with a 4-0 region record going into tonight, 7-2 overall. Lebanon could very easily end up, no matter what, they're going to at least be tied for the most wins in the regular season. 8-1, 3-1. We know this. If Lebanon wins tonight, we are hosting a home playoff game 8 days from now. If Lebanon does not win this game, it's still likely that we'll host, but not a guarantee. So we win tonight, and you're here in 8 days to start the postseason. Gallatin right behind Lebanon at 2-2, 5-3 overall, and Cookeville at 2-2, 3-6 overall. Number 1, Green Hill tonight is on the road at number 5, Mount Juliet. Mount Juliet will be looking to play a little spoiler. You know, they haven't had the season they were looking for, but you know that Trey Perry's going to have those guys ready to go because they're going to say, hey, we might not be going to the postseason, but if we can beat Green Hill on the last night, we kickstart our offseason, no doubt about it. Wilson Central got off to a phenomenal start, has not worked out great for them here in region play. They're on the outside looking in, the number 6 spot. But Gallatin, they have some opportunities as well to move up, possibly if they win and other things happen. So Gallatin with a lot to play as well. So Green Hill at Mount Juliet, Wilson Central hosting Gallatin. Those are the other 2 games inside of the region. And, of course, around the county, 5-4 Watertown on the road at 6-3 Forest, 8-1 Friendship Christian on the road at 9-0 Nashville Christian. Make sure you stay tuned to the WA&T Fakes and Hooker scoreboard show at halftime and after our game is concluded to get all of those results. Do want to thank all of our sponsors for the 2025 season: Bates Ford, Birdine Supply, Fakes and Hooker, K. Maynard with State Farm Insurance, Kenny Salas with the Salas Realty Group, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Shannon Speck Electric, Sports World, Rackley Roofing Company, Wilson Bank and Trust, and Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell. Also want to thank We have filled out our postseason sponsors. A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction. Eddie Callis with Callis Ventures. He was part of that 1961 undefeated Lebanon High School team. The Jewelers with Sean and Lindsay Smith. And Timmy and Dory Mitchell with Image 360 Sign Company. Those will be our 2025 postseason sponsors. We'll talk more about them next week and hopefully all the way down through the end of the playoffs. But we are very grateful to have those great local sponsors on board for the postseason. You are listening to Lebanon High School football here on WANT FM 98.9. We're going to step aside, take a short break. I was able to catch up with head coach Chuck Gentry yesterday. We'll have that conversation for you after a break. This is Lebanon High School on WANT FM 98.9.
And the Scoreboard Show. At Salas Realty Group, we pride ourselves on being your hometown real estate partners. We can help in all types of real estate, but we also buy homes for cash. If there's anything we can do to help, please feel free to give us a call and go Big Blue.
Kenny Salas, 615-268-2165.
Hey Blue Devil fans, I'm Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice.
And I'm Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan. It's game night, time for some serious fun.
That's right, and while you're cheering for the Blue Devils, remember to keep it safe on the road.
Speeding might seem thrilling, but it's not worth the risk. Slow down and stay in control.
And don't forget the simplest play in the book, always buckle up. Your seatbelt is your best defense.
Let's win on and off the field. Drive safe, buckle up, and keep our community safe. This message brought to you by the Wilson County Sheriff's Office
and the Lebanon Police Department.
Enjoy the game
and drive responsibly.
Go Big Blue.
Here with head coach Chuck Gentry on the day before your final regular season game of the year. Amazing how quickly the season goes by. And so many people have deservingly talked about Gian Azita. I want to start with those guys up front that lay the blocking for him. He's definitely a back. I don't know how many yards he has after contact. He definitely gets 20 yards after contact. But still, I think those 5 guys up front for the majority of the year have been really, really good blocking for him.
They have, those, and we don't look at it as just those 5. We look at it as the 5 linemen have done their job, done a tremendous job. I feel like we've got better as the year went on. It was definitely a question mark as we started. Not a lot of experience up there with Dwayne White.
And ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing, face the flag, and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem, performed tonight by LHS student Dalton Welch on his electric guitar. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Dalton Welch, ladies and gentlemen. Fans, the first quarter of tonight's Blue Devil game is sponsored by the Lebanon Police Department and Chief Mike Justice. The men and women in blue are proud to support your Big Blue.
any of our 30 office locations across Tennessee or visit us online at wilsonbank.com. Wilson Bank and Trust, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
This is Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell. Our city proudly supports the Lebanon High School football program. From the spirited Lebanon High School band and cheer team to the electrifying Friday night lights at Clifton Tribble Field, Danny Watkins Stadium, there is always excitement in the air. Thank you to the Lebanon Police Department and Lebanon Fire Department for ensuring our community safety throughout every game. The Lebanon City Council and I work hard to give our first responders the support they need to protect and serve our neighborhoods. As a proud Lebanon High School graduate, I truly believe once a Blue Devil, always a Blue Devil.
WANT, WCOR, W252DU, W270DM Lebanon.
And welcome back out to Clifton Tribble Field here in Danny Watkins Stadium inside of the Tommy Bryan press box. Glad to have you along, guys, wherever you are, however you are tuned in. We do appreciate you. Donald Gann, Joe Gardner, and John Boyce with you on a crisp Friday evening. Warm-ups just about over, and as we come into this game here in Week 11, Game 10, Lebanon High School coming in at 8-1 overall. What a magical season Lebanon has had up until this point. 3-1 inside of the region where they sit in the number 2 spot, while the Cookeville Cavaliers find a path into the postseason despite losing their first 4 games of the regular season. They were 1-6 before their bye week, and since their bye week, they have reeled off 2 wins in a row, including an overtime thriller last week against Mount Juliet. They come in at 3-6 overall, 2-2 inside of the region. If Lebanon is able to win tonight, we know without a shadow of a doubt they will be back here in 8 days, next Friday, to host the first round of the postseason. If they lose, they might still have that honor, but we will have to wait and see. Again, make sure you stay tuned in for the WANT Fakes and Hooker Scoreboard Show, as those guys will try to hash as much out as that as possible. With it being a Thursday night, they won't have all the finals, so we won't know for sure until Saturday morning. But we will let you know as soon as all that goes final.
John, before we take the field, let me get your officials and captains. Your officials tonight: umpire Bill Ramos. Your linesman is Lucas Williams. Line judge Robert Springer. Back judge Jackson Godsey. And the clock operator Kyle Reed. Your headman tonight in the white hat is Scott Spillman. Captains, first for Cookeville, number 89, Stephen Cobra. Number 74, Gabriel Wynn. Number 3, Evan Banks. And number 2, Blake Barrett. Now captains for your Lebanon Blue Devils on senior night. All the seniors are honorary captains, but your official captains are number 0, Sherelle Simpkins. Number 11, Jonathan Binion. Number 9, Jawan Stafford. And number 18, Abram Thompson. Cookeville won the toss, elected to defer, will be kicking to Lebanon as we will receive the ball. They will be kicking left to right or toward Hartman Drive.
Gavin Litz set to kick off for the Cavaliers. You'll hear that name probably a lot tonight. He's playing all 3 phases: offense, defense, and special teams. His jersey will not be clean by the end of the night. The ball is on the way. End-over-end kick. It's going to go into the end zone over Busby's head, and your Blue Devils will start on the 20-yard line as they drive to the left towards the big scoreboard with their back to Hartman Drive.
John, can I say it's glad to be home? I know we played Wilson Central, had the off week.
Yeah.
Then Green Hill and Gallatin. It seems like it's been a month because it has.
And the time hasn't even changed, and it's still almost dark when we get to the field.
Definitely.
So out on the field for the first time are the Blue Devils. Austin Harrison trots out there, 85 of 138 this season, 61.6% completion rate, over 1,100 yards passing, 10 touchdowns to 6 different receivers. 2 receivers to the left, nobody over to the right, ball on the right, right in the middle of the field. They're going to get it to Searcy, and it's going to go right through his hands, and that was just Searcy taking his eye off the ball, no doubt about it. Gianna Zeta, your starting tailback, 140 carries on the season, 1,188 yards. That's an average of 8.5 per carry, 16 rushing touchdowns, 132 yards per game with an 81-yard long. Gavin Gregory, TJ Searcy, and Jamani Busby, your 3 wideouts. Same form here as they're going to give it to Azita right up the middle, and he's going to get about 9 on the play. And getting the start tonight as well, Jonah Gardner, one of the seniors on this team, 7 catches for 113 yards. At 113, 4th most on the team, despite just having 7 catches and just a few more targets than that. 22 seniors on this team. That brings up 3rd and short for the Blue Devils. They'll spot it on the left hash. Again, nobody up on the right side. 2 receivers on the near side. Pistol formation. They'll hand it to Azita. Azita's going to take it over to the left. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. And Lebanon, most likely going to punt it away here.
Yeah, we had nothing on the first down there with the incompletion. It left us in a 2nd and 10. Picked up 8, unable to get the final 2 there on 3rd down. Cookeville doing a good job of just filling the hole. We don't see a lot of those, but we're going to be 3 and out and punting on our first possession of the night. I know that's what Cookeville likes.
We'll round out the starters for Lebanon on the offensive end. Dwayne White at left tackle, Cameron Lynchfield at left guard. Your center, Big Seti, Cedric Mills. Right guard, Sam Altadort. Right tackle, Aaron Davis. As the punt is away, it's going to get to about the 40 and take a few bounces. It'll be down to about the 39, 38-yard line. Bracken Rogers in at your sniffer, halfback position, and Abram Thompson there at tight end for the Blue Devils. For the Cookeville Cavaliers, Easton Davidson's going to come out. He's the starting quarterback. He's 57 of 121 this year for 47% completion, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, only 3 receiving touchdowns this season. They're going to hand it to Blake Barrett, their senior running back, who has 74 carries for 515 yards and 6 TDs this season. They're going to be working through him quite a bit. Cavaliers will send 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Ball spotted near the left hash. They're going to hand it off right here to Barrett. No, they're going to keep it. They're going to find out to the right Gavin Litz, and he's going to get the first down.
Yeah, just caught us a little off guard. Little play action, fullback in the flat there. A lineup change. Jaden Stafford, unable to go tonight, will be subbed, getting the start. Number 60, sophomore, Adrian Perez at this left end.
So they'll wind the clock. They're going to say short of the first down, I think. Nope, they do say first down. So 1st and 10 near midfield for the Cavaliers. They'll snap the ball. They're going to hand it off, and that's going to be dropped for about a 4 or 5 yard loss. And right there on it, Amari Manier, who was out last week, the safety all the way in for the tackle for a loss.
Well, Amari Manier and John Minion just shooting off that edge. We have done that several times this year. Lebanon scouting those guys well. Better thing to hit that tailback before he can get going. Nice to have Manier back.
Amari Manier with 3 takeaways this season. John Binion with 3 takeaways. Those are your starting safeties at corner. Jamani Busby, Gavin Gregory, who also has a takeaway himself. So your secondary with multiple takeaways this season. That brings up 2nd and 13. Ball spotted on the 46-yard line on the right hash in Cookeville territory. They'll snap the ball and hand it off to Barrett. He's going to try to go to the left. And right there to greet him is Jawan Stafford, and that's going to be maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, swallowed him up there. If you're Barrett, that's not what you want to see. You don't want to see number 9 standing there waiting to wrestle you to the ground. And big play early for our senior.
So that'll bring up 3rd and long. So Lebanon an opportunity to return the favor and force a 4 and out on the first offensive possession for the Cavaliers. To round out their starters, Trey Miller at receiver, Caden Cisco at receiver, and Jackson Jones at receiver. Up top, Austin Hone, Tyson Richmond, Gabe Dean, Sean Rimley, and Grant Vinson. Ball spotted on that left eyeball of the Blue Devil logo near midfield. 3rd and 11. 2 receivers up to the left, 1 on the near side. Pistol formation. They'll snap the ball. Going to hold it this time. Easton rolls out to his left, looking downfield, and was looking for Litz, threw it too low, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Or, excuse me, they'll punt it away here on 4th and 11.
Good stand by our defense there. After the initial first down, they settled down and going to force the punt. Although we'll be deep in our own territory, that's what you needed as the Blue Devils defense.
First quarter is brought to you by the Lebanon Police Department. Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice with the men and women in blue, proud to back the Big Blue. We are grateful for them, not just this game, but every game this season and for as many seasons as I can remember.
That is Manier.
So Manier back to catch the punt. He's going to be on about all the way back to the 15. It's going to be a high punt. He's going to have to come up to field this one. I think he's going to calls for the fair catch, then lets it bounce, and it's going to take a great Cookeville bounce, and it's going to be downed inside the 5-yard line. And Manier didn't like the spin on the ball and decided to let it go. So the Blue Devils are going to have to trot almost the entire length of the field. And last week, 4 different 80-yard drives into the end zone for the Blue Devils, so they are more than capable of doing it.
Well, this one would be 97. Manier did a good job. You can't blame him there. He would have had to field that ball on the 8. They tell you not to catch it inside the 10 in high school. That ball landed on the 8 and just rolled out about the 3.
8:27 left to go in quarter number 1. No score yet. Both teams have gone 4 and out with a punt. They'll hand it off, and they're going to get about 5 or 6 yards on it as they handed it to Azita. And that gets you away from that goal line. That's exactly what you want. TJ Searcy going to come into the game here.
Well, we had our big package in there just to get out of the shadow. Now you see Searcy, Gregory coming in to offer us a little speed on this outside. Maybe spread those guys out. Still can't get used to Cookeville, John. When I played, they were predominantly red.
Yeah.
And they're just a very little red as those guys in white jerseys and gray pants tonight.
Blue Devils in a pistol formation. Brecken Rogers over to the left. They'll hand it to Azita. He'll take it to the right. He's going to have the first down for your first Wilson Bank and Trust first down of the game. And I'm glad you brought that up, Joe, because I haven't done that. Lebanon in those home blue uniforms with some racing stripes in white down each side of the pants. A little bit of that white stripe on the shoulders. And then, of course, that blue mohawk stripe across the top of the helmet and the Devils logo on the side of the helmet. As Cookeville, as you said, mostly white with solid gray pants and just a little bit of red trim. And, of course, Cookeville right there across the chest. Lebanon with the Devils logo across the chest as well. Brings up 1st and 10. 2 receivers to the left. Ball spotted on the right. Hash on the 15-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Aziti. He's going to bounce it on the inside. He's going to find some room. He's got the first down, and he gets it out to the 30. And that is another Wilson Bank and Trust first down for Gian Azita.
You know what the difference in that play in the first couple? The snap was better. A couple of snaps were a little high and slow. And so Gian is standing there waiting to take the handoff. If Harrison can get that shotgun snap immediately and hand it to him on timing, he hits that line so much faster than having to pick and choose.
Gian Azita averaging 170 yards per game. He's been over 200 yards in each of the last 3 games after sitting out for 2.5 due to injury. Triplets on the near side. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. They're going to hand it off to Azita again. He's going to go right up the middle, and he's going to get about 5 on this one. So as we've been saying all year, he gets such great push on first down. He just sets your offense up to take shots on second down.
And those early carries, he's just tenderizing them. I mean, it's just like preparing a steak before you cook it.
That is a great word.
You know, he's just kind of, it may just be 5 or 6, but he just keeps tenderizing them, and then those turns into larger gains in the second half.
And now I'm hungry.
Yeah. Searcy on the near side. 2 receivers up top in Gregory and Gardner. Brecken Rogers over there at that H-back position on the right.
Late in the clock here.
Yeah, 4 on the game clock. Now they'll move into a shotgun formation, and they're going to call a timeout. Yep, they did it right before the snap.
And I'm not going to blame that on us, guys. And I think the coaches will tell you, every one of us was turning over here looking to get the play.
Yeah.
It just took a while to get it in. We weren't confused. We weren't lined up wrong. I guess the coaches were at a little bit of an impasse there on 2nd and 5. I'm sure deciding what's the best play there, but they'll tell you they don't want to use one that early.
Well, and Joe, you talked about it earlier in the week. You said this might be the quickest game we play all year. We're already halfway through the quarter number 1, 0-0 score. Both these teams looking to run the ball probably 75, 80% of the snaps. So that's going to lead to a lot of moving clocks.
Penalties would be the only thing that would affect that, and so far, so good. It's been a pretty clean game, but you're right. Just two teams that base it around the running game. I told everybody, make sure you get there, because at 9 o'clock we may be headed home.
I think everyone in this booth would be okay with that.
Well, as long as we're on the winning end.
As long as we're on the winning end. Ball spotted over on the right hash, right on the 35-yard line in Lebanon territory. Blue Devils driving to the left as you listen in towards the big scoreboard. 2nd and 5 after a 5-yard first down run by Gianna Zita. Searcy's going to be on the near side. Gavin Gregory over to the right. Brecken Rogers in there at that sniffer position, a little bit further back. And now he'll move over to the right. They've been doing that an awful lot the last 3 or 4 games. They'll move now into a shotgun formation. They'll keep it on a quarterback sneaker. Harrison's going to be close to the first down. They may give it. Oh, and he might have dropped it.
They're going to call him down, guys, but that was so close. I'm glad we don't have a review.
I think he was. His knee was down before that ball came out. I had a pretty good look at it. I think he's short. Honestly, if they count that, he should be short of the first down by a few inches. We'll see what they do.
Well,
it's fourth and
Cookeville's not jumping down. No, it should be
Third and
third. Yeah, Cookeville's not jumping up and down, so you may be right, John, but he's going to the ground. That was pretty close. Harrison doing again what he did last week, kind of running that cutback. First part of the year, he tried to race everybody to the sideline, and now he seemed to be more of a patient runner. Paid dividends last week.
Game slowing down a little bit for the senior. His first full season at starting quarterback. He'll get it again on a high snap, hand it off to Azita. He's got the first down. He's going to get it out to midfield. He's going to be brought down right on the 50-yard line for another Wilson Bank and Trust first down. And now Cookeville again saying they have it, but the official saying he's down.
Yeah.
And knock on wood, I do not believe Gian Azita has put the ball on the ground all year.
John.
Not supposed to do that, wasn't
That's like saying the kicker hadn't missed one all year.
That's like being in a baseball booth. Man, this game's going by fast. You won't upset a baseball scoring table quicker than anything
If he fumbles
else.
tonight, you're going to walk down there and apologize to
I
him.
will. That's on me. Does bring up a first down right at midfield, so 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Under 5 to go in the first quarter. One receiver on either side. Pistol formation. H-back on the right side. Harrison's going to keep it this time. Got to get rid of it. Looking downfield, he's got Searcy and could not quite get there in time. He was there, but just overthrew him a little bit. But again, throws it in a spot to where if he does overthrow it, only a Lebanon player can go get it.
Well, that's pretty good coverage there by Cookeville, and they had 2 people. And, again, he may have had a step, but it is hard to make the perfect pass and perfect catch in high school. And Harrison's done it several times this year, but that one was not there.
Kevin Gregory will come off now as Jonah Gardner will come back in. He'll go over to the left side with TJ Searcy. This is a package where a lot of times you see Gardner throwing some blocks downfield. We'll see what happens here. 2nd and 10 from midfield. Nobody over to the right. Pistol formation. Azita in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to him. Harrison's going to keep it again, and he's going to get maybe a yard on this one. That's going to bring up 3rd and long. And Lebanon don't think this would be 4-down territory here. I think they would still punt it away here. Eli Jimenez averaging around 30.7 yards per punt. We'll see if Lebanon can pick up the first down. They'll bring in Busby, and he'll go out wide to the right. He'll join Searcy, so 2 receivers on either side. Gianna Zito will remain in the backfield.
I think it's got to do with how close we get, too.
Yeah, if you can pick up 5 or 6, they probably go for it. And we're going to get an official's timeout here. And speaking of Gianna Zita, some incredible stats this season.
Going to pull Gregory off because his shirt is barely untucked, and I understand they set a standard about what they do, but, if that play is designed for him there on 3rd and 10, we just brought our backup in.
And that brings in senior Kevin Pujalo. It's a shame I hadn't been able to call his name more because that's fun. We're going to get it over to the right. Busby gets it. He's going to bring it all the way back on the other side of the field, running the wrong direction and going north and south instead of east and west. And that'll bring up most likely a punt situation for the Blue Devils.
Well, offensively, we just hadn't put it all together. That was a nice 50-yard drive that just stalled because we had a couple of nothing plays there. I think we just stick with a game plan and keep handing it to 1-7 3 or 4 times. We'll get to that other stuff later.
So near and under 3.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. No score. Lebanon set to punt on a 4th and 8. And ball is away. It's going to be a high punt. It's not going to be a great one. It's going to hit, and it will take a little bit of a Lebanon bounce. It'll be inside the 30, maybe about the 27 or so. We'll see where they spot it on the opposite side of the field.
You hope to pin them deep. You're there at midfield, and you're punting it at least inside their 20. Short punt there is going to set them up for business outside the 30.
Now,
or inside, 27.
Yeah, 20, yeah.
Better spot than I thought. Looked like it was shorter than that, but we won't complain.
That's a 20-yard punt, guys.
3:07 left to go in the first quarter. 0-0 your score. Blue Devils here on senior night. Last game of the regular season, hosting the Cavaliers of Cookeville. 2 receivers on the near side. They're going to hand it off once again to Barrett. He's going to go right up the middle. Got a decent push on the line, but couldn't get past that second wave. And maybe a few yards on that one, not much. Juwan Stafford in on the tackle. Also in there was Amari Manier.
Are they going to give him that much of a gain there?
I don't know. Where is he at? The 30?
They're giving him about 5 yards
Is he
on
at the
that.
32?
I thought maybe 2 or 3 at the most, but that's a pretty decent gain for those guys.
Was that Barrett?
That
was Barrett, yep. Brings up 2nd and 7. Clock moving at 2:30 here in the first quarter. No score. 2 receivers on the right side, 1 to the left. Ball right in the middle. Kind of shaded over towards the left hash. The high snap, they'll hand it off again. Barrett's going to be dropped in the backfield this time. And guess who it is? Is that Jackson Harris over there? Deontay Wilson. It was 21, not 12. And Deontay Wilson gets in there for a tackle for a loss. And that's a big one there, bringing up a 3rd and 7.
Well, their tailback stands so deep that we've realized if we can fire off the edge, we can get to him before he gets the handoff. Their slot guy right there was trying to tell the quarterback, pointing at Wilson, he's coming, he's shooting off this edge. Quarterback, thank goodness, didn't hear him.
Will be around 140 when they snap the ball. Here in the first quarter, still no score. They need 7 yards. Cookeville does to pick up the first down. Pistol formation. Barrett in the backfield. Quarterback's going to keep it. He's got his man, got the first down. Right over on the left sideline, and that's Trey Miller, number 4, with the reception. And that's a big one because that would have been a punt otherwise, so they'll move the chain. Still in Cookeville territory, so not quite over the 50-yard line yet. And the clock will stop at 1:32. This team came in averaging 17.5 points per game. Lebanon comes in only giving up 2.4 points per first quarter. They've only given up 22 total points in the first quarter in their first 9 games of the season. 1:32 left to go here. 0-0 score. Cookeville driving to the right towards Hartman Drive. They're going to keep it this time. Quarterback looking downfield. He's got his man turning, and
oh my goodness.
Binion on the play does not break it up, and able to catch the ball down the field is Taylor Fitz, and a flag on the field, and I think they're going to tack on a few more yards for pass interference.
No,
it'll go there.
Yeah, they shouldn't tack it on, but I didn't think there was interference, but that's a moot point because the receiver made a great catch. But exactly what I talked about, guys. You can't let them assist in joining this party, and right now, Cookeville's right where they want to be.
Puts the ball on the 21-yard line in Lebanon territory. Clock is wound, moving at 1:20. First quarter. Fitz will go into motion over to the left. One receiver on the near side. We're going to hand it off to Barrett. He's going to take it to the left, and he's going to turn it back the other way. He's got the entire defense going. Manier can't make the play, but eventually he'll be brought down by Gavin Gregory. And that was Reese actually on the play. Hunt Reese who came in.
Yes. Junior, 5'10", 175, running pretty hard there.
Yeah, 47 carries on the season, over 200 yards, but Lebanon got him kind of going the wrong way.
Barrett coming back in now. He cut it all the way back across the field there, and Manier come flying up like a missile but didn't wrap up. He just bounced off him. Got a couple of extra yards after that.
So down to the 14-yard line, 2nd and 4. Ball spotted on the right hash. Cookeville driving. Now going under center is Davidson. They're going to hand it off over to the right. Able to get a few yards is Blake Barrett. And follow number 74, left tackle, Austin Hone. He is the reigning region offensive lineman of the year. Anticipate them running it through him often, and they're just going to bring it down to the second quarter as the clock's going to wind down. So 0-0 score. Cookeville driving in the red zone. They'll flip the field and we'll go the other direction. So no score after 1. You're listening to Blue Devil Football here on WANT FM 98.9. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford
Staff will help you by trying to answer any questions you may have. Birdine Supply also carries Orca brand coolers and cups for your outdoor needs. Call 615-453-9222 or stop by 6966 Lebanon Road, just a quarter mile west of Highway 109.
Open 7 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, Birdine Supply.
Welcome back out to Danny Watkins Stadium here at Clifton Tribble Field. Glad to have you along, guys. 0-0 score so far in the ball game as neither team was able to get it done in quarter one. But Cookeville driving now 3rd and 1 in the red zone.
John, our pregame meal and all our home games, Jersey Mike's. We want to thank you, Jersey Mike's, for our pregame meal located at West Main and Eastgate Boulevard in Lebanon. For all your pregame party eats, call Jersey Mike's at 615-446. Jersey Mike's.
It was extra tasty tonight.
Yes, it was. And we missed it.
That's what it was, being away from home for a month. Big opportunity once again here for this Blue Devil defense. They have been stellar all season long. 3rd and 1. They're just going to try to push it. And a little bit of a quarterback sneak. I think they're going to get the first down here. It's going to be close.
Easton Davison on the carry.
Yeah, but I still think he's going to get enough. He only needed a yard as they're going to move the chains. And, you know, guys, it's funny when we both play the same style. Everybody thinks, well, Lebanon, you know, kind of wants to control the clock and keep the possessions down for the other team. Cookeville plays the same way. So it's really a chess match now, and right now Cookeville's in the lead with the chess match.
So they call it 1st and 10, but that far marker's down, so they might not have to get the end zone for the first down. They're going to hand it off this time over to the right. Not a whole lot on that one. I'm not sure if that was Barrett or Reese in on that one.
Actually, it was 3 carrying
the football.
3. It was Evan Banks coming out of the fullback position.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you, John, that first down marker is right about the 3, so they can get a first down. It's going to be a 2nd and 7.
So 2nd and 7 will be at about 11 minutes when they snap the ball. Spotted on the right hash. Nobody out wide. They're just going to try to pound this one in. They're going to turn and a double handoff as they get it to number 30. Nothing cooking on that one. And that time they handed it off to Nathan Dyer. And I don't know if I've seen that all year. The two running backs kind of crisscrossed each other in the backfield. Dangerous play, and Lebanon was not fooled for a second.
Well, you've got Barrett, and then you've got number 9 who showed prowess, and they hand it to the young sophomore. I don't know that I didn't see him carry it at all in the 2 or 3 games I watched. Still going to bring up a 3rd and 7. Big play for our Blue Devils here.
Absolutely, for sure. 2-down territory for the Cavaliers. 3rd and 6 inside the 10-yard line. Need to get to about the 3-yard line to pick up a first down. They'll put 2 receivers over to the left, and now a timeout called here by Cookeville. And while we have a moment, Donald Gann has dug up some really impressive stats regarding Gian Azita that we want to make sure that we get out there because he's just putting on a historical season.
Yeah, John. I don't know where to start. First thing was last week he broke into the top 5 all-time with 252 yards. If he would have had 8 more yards, he'd have went to number 4 because Patrick C. had 260 in 1987. He is also into the rushing yards. He's number 4 all-time rushing yards per season at 1188. And, guys, I bring this up all the time. The young man's missed 2 games, so he's only really played 7 games, and we still have 2 more to go. So he's absolutely going to run up on that record also. Career rushing yards, he's got another year. We're not going to touch that one. In rushing TDs, he's 3rd in rushing TDs with 16. 100-yard games, he's got like 6. And 3 of those are 200-yard games. We don't even have that stat. So I guess that's going to be a new line item we're going to have to add.
We'll call it the Gianna Zeta line, right? Yeah. How many 200-yard games do you have? And it would be awfully hard to imagine any running back in Lebanon history that's had more than 3 consecutive 200-yard games. Now, there's been some absolutely stud running backs walk the halls of Lebanon High, but I don't know if I've ever heard of one with 200-plus and 3 consecutive. And hopefully we can say 4 consecutive after tonight. Big play here, though. 3rd and 6, 10-18 left to go in quarter number 2. No score yet. Cookeville trying to get into the end zone for the first time here tonight. Nobody out wide. They do have 2 receivers kind of in the slot position over to the right. They will be in a pistol formation. Davidson, and we got a flag on the play.
It's on
and
them.
Lebanon's pointing. I think we're going to get a penalty on Cookeville, and they're walking the other direction. So tack on 5, maybe 10 here on a false start.
That's big, guys, right there.
Our defensive line shifted right before the snap, and it caused one of their guys on that right side to flinch, and that's all it takes. But you're right. Instead of 3rd and 5, it's going to now be 3rd and 10.
Brayson Bueller in there at nose guard, number 52. That young man, senior night, said he wants to go on to be an electrician. World needs plenty of those, no doubt. Oh, they dropped the snap. He has to fall on it right there. Davidson dropped the snap and just fell on the ball wisely, and that's going to bring up 4th and long. And they're running some guys out there. They might be going for a field goal.
Yeah, and, the quarterback getting up slow there is, like you said, the tackle, 74, Gabriel Wynn, 74, Austin Home, 263 pounds, and Jawan Stafford both fell on the quarterback as he was trying to get the football.
Joe, where's the ball?
Spot is going to be at the 15, so this will be a 32-yard field goal. Number 13 on to attempt, Gavin Lentz. Snap, hold, kick is high, and that kick is true. So with 9:34 to go in the half, Cookeville strikes first and leads your Blue Devils 3-0. More football after this short timeout.
Comes from Mississippi, some from Arkansas.
Building this community for over 130 years, Fakes and Hooker Lumber, your Benjamin Moore paint dealer, 150 South Maple in Lebanon.
Welcome back out to Danny Watkins Stadium, where Cookeville draws blood first. 3-0 is your score with 9:34 left to go in the half. Here are your driving summary.
Yeah, it was an 11-play, 58-yard drive. Lentz with a 32-yard field goal, and it was good. So with 9:34 remaining in your second quarter, is now Cookeville 3, Lebanon 0.
3 Blue Devils deep, 2 receive. Busby to the left, Gavin Gregory right in the middle, and Amari Manier over to the right. Low kick is going to go over towards Gregory. He's going to field it. He's going to run it out from there. He gets it out to the 20. Got a couple of blockers, and he's going to be cut it back the other way. And he's going to be brought down back at the 15. Actually lost a few yards when he cut back. And Lebanon will start on their own 15-yard line.
Did you say it was Gregory?
Yes, it was. So I guess a 15-yard return would have been out to the 20 if he would have gone down there trying to fight for extra yardage.
They actually put him at the 18.
So they gave him a few extra. So the Blue Devils 1st and 10 here. The offense has been a little stymied so far to start this game. 3-0 is your score. 9:25 left to go in the half. 2 receivers on the near side. Nobody up top. Pistol formation. They're going to turn and fire, and that's almost intercepted, and that was a miscommunication as Searcy was coming up to block. The ball was intercepted as it went right into the hands of Kingston Fielder, and Searcy was right there and just kind of knocked it out of his hands. Very fortunate for the Blue Devils there.
I'm not sure. Gardner and Searcy both standing. One of them was supposed to turn around and catch that football. One of them went to, both of them went to block, it looks like. And Coach Gentry's yelling at both of them if they were standing together. So I'll have to ask later on this evening on that one.
They'll send Busby and Gardner now to the left side. Searcy will stay on the near side. Ball spotted on the right hash. They'll go into a pistol formation with Azita on the right hip. Harrison's going to hand it off to Azita, cutting back to the left. He's going to get through the first tackle. He's going to get through. He's going to push it out. He's going to get about 9 yards on this one. Does he have the first? Did he get out over it? He's going to be close. They're going to give it to him. So that's a first down for Gianna Zeta, another Wilson Bank and Trust first down. And I don't know if the play was designed for him to cut it back over to the left, but he definitely did, and he found the space.
It's a sprint draw. We kind of Harrison sprints right, and he hands it back off to Azita going left. It looks like Azita's going to lead him around. He puts his foot in the ground and takes the handoff back. We caught him off guard, but Azita did the rest after that.
So 1st and 10 here for the Blue Devils. Pistol formation. They're going to hand it off. Nope, they're going to keep it. They're going to get it over to Gregory on the right side, and he's going to get nowhere with it. He's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. And the tackler for Cookeville right on top of that one.
Let me tell you what the Cookeville Cavaliers are. If you look at their team picture, probably for the last 30, 40 years, they all look the same. They just have the same kids, but they're very fundamentally sound. They may not have any superstars, but the guys that's on there, they know how to line up, they know how to do their job, and they know how to tackle. And our offense is finding that out right now. And to say the least, we need a drive. Another negative play is going to put us at 2nd and 13.
You're talking about a Cookeville team that's got a ton of confidence now, 2 wins in a row after their bye week, an overtime win over Mount Juliet. They'll hand it to Azita. Azita is going to break a tackle, and he's going to run down for another first down. In Gian Azita, we trust.
Well, it's the wheel breaker, and he will break your wheel. And you need to just keep going to him and going to him and going to him. And I love to spread the ball around, but right now we need some positive things. The longer you let these guys hang in here, the more they believe, and we've got to start working on some of their confidence. Number 17 can do that.
1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Ball spotted at the 40-yard line in Cookeville territory over on the right hash. Nobody up top. Busby will go into motion. They're going to hand it off again to Azita. He'll take it to the right, gets past that first wave, and that secondary is going to bring him down after about a 5 or 6 yard gain. So again, I mean, he gets 4, 5, 6 yards on almost every first down run.
Guys, he's ran the ball now 10 times, 85 yards. He's right at his 8.5.
We need to get that a little lower. 81 yards. 81 yards, Donald. That's 8.1.
We'll have more on that later, folks. We have had a fun week digging into the stats, no doubt about that.
Y'all have. My eyes are hurting.
2nd and 2, Lebanon trying to get across midfield. They'll hand it off to Azita. This time he's going to be brought down pretty quickly, maybe a yard on the play.
Shake that man's hand.
He tripped him.
A lot of times, I think Zion fell over him, but a lot of people don't tackle him one-on-one. Taylor Fitz, junior linebacker, all 167 pounds of him.
Will be interesting here. Lebanon on a 3rd and 1. I got to think even if they don't get it here, they still go for it on 4th down at midfield.
Well,
the punting has not been great, and you got Gian Azita at running back.
We stalled in this area last drive. We need to push it across.
Ball spotted on the right hash. Nobody even on the whole left side of the field. They'll hand it to Azita. He's going to get his first down. He ducked under a tackler, and he keeps pushing the pile forward into Cookeville territory down to the 44. Another Wilson Bank and Trust first down for the Blue Devils, and he's already knocking on 100 yards.
Game Day shirt sponsored by Zaxby's. Zaxby's located at 638 South Cumberland Street right here in Lebanon. 12 signature sausage you can dip, dunk, or drizzle. Get Zaxby's famous chicken fingers for your tailgate party today.
I want to thank our 2nd quarter sponsor as well, Hardee's, located on West Main Street and Cumberland Streets. Hardee's is serving up charbroiled burgers made from scratch biscuits every single day of the week. Busby goes in motion. He'll come on the near side. Harrison's going to keep it. He's going to cut it, and he's going to get maybe 3 or 4 on the play. Nice tackle in there. That's number 27 with the tackle for Cookeville. That is Bryson Gallagher.
And again, it's effective, but it also keeps them honest. They just can't fly after 17. Harrison, and he's not really going out the back door as he usually does. He's kind of just following the guard or the tackle, fakes it to Gian on one side of the line. He's going on the other side.
Ball spotted on the 41 in Cookeville territory, 2nd and 7, midway through the 2nd quarter. Lebanon trailing 3-0. They'll hand it to Azita, and he's going to push it and push it and push it and push it. He's going to be short of the first down, but again, was never tackled. I bet you at least 15 times this season they've just blown the whistle due to forward progress. He has not actually been brought down to the ground. He is so hard to tackle.
Yeah, his clothes must be easy to do.
Yeah, his mom is happy.
Yeah, he'll never get grass stain on him.
Unreal. We'll bring up a 3rd down, 3rd and short for the Blue Devils. Or is it 2nd down? I thought it was 3rd.
No, it is 3rd.
3rd down, 3rd and 3. We'll be in 4-down territory here. They're going to hand it off to Azita. He's going to go over to the left. They got to him in the backfield. He's not going to get the first down, and kind of give Cookeville's defensive line some credit here. They're getting some push on the line, and those corners are coming up and making plays. Lebanon will be short, but they're going to go for it here with about be close to 4 minutes by the time they snap the ball.
Play out of our book there is they shot the linebacker off the edge. We didn't have an end and couldn't get him blocked. We've got an end in there this time.
Big play right here for the Lebanon Blue Devils. Azita in the backfield as Harrison will go into a pistol formation. Brecken Rogers as well as Simpkins both in there at halfback, so the heavy package in there for the Blue Devils. Everybody in the stadium knows what's happening. They hand it to Azita. Azita's going to push it forward. He's going to get his first down.
It's going to be closer than we think, guys. I think this guy's going to give it to us, yes, but just barely. Cookeville doing a pretty good job there, better than a lot of people do against Azita there. Held him to a short gain, just not short enough. First down, Lebanon.
That was his 15th carry. He is now 101.
So 101 yards with 3:40 to go in the first half. Lebanon trailing 3-0, the biggest stat of the game right there. Lebanon trying to punch it in, as Cookeville will be receiving the opening kickoff in the second half. So a score here is big for the Blue Devils. They're going to hand it. Oh, Harrison's going to keep it. He's going to roll over to his right. He's got his man. And look, it's Jawan Stafford. Jawan Stafford has 3 catches and 3 touchdowns. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Jawan Stafford snuck in there. They put the big package in. Everybody thought they were going to run it. He sneaks out for his 3rd catch of the season and his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Yeah, that's exactly the shot we needed. You lull them to sleep, fake that little handoff. Stafford doing a great job of just filtering out there. Nobody around him. That's a hard one to complete. Harrison doing a good job of putting it on him. Like you said, 3 for 3 for Jawan Stafford. That is a Tim Leeper Roofing scoring play for all you Blue Devils. Eli Jimenez on to attempt. Gardner to hold. Rigsby to snap. Snaps down. Kick is up. And that kick is good. 3:20 left to go in the half. It's your Blue Devils 7, the Cavaliers 3. We'll return after a word from our sponsors.
Stuck in a state of falling behind?
In your before halftime, it is now Lebanon 7, Cookeville 3. I don't know that I've ever seen anybody be 3 for 3 and all 3 of them be touchdowns. Have you, Joe?
No. It's probably out there, but it's definitely it's a rare occurrence.
And
is what I'm trying to say.
I want to take it to another level. I know at least 2 of those came when Lebanon was trailing in the game. All 3 might have given Lebanon the lead. 2 of them for sure.
Yes, sir.
That's why you're a trivia. Whatever you are. Yeah.
Never mind. We'll move on. Nobody needs to hear that. Cookeville will field the ball right around the 10-yard line. They'll take it over to the left. They're going to be brought down. Lost the ball, but he was out of bounds. He got to about the 28-yard line. And on the return for the Cavaliers was Kaylee Davis, the junior wide receiver.
Binion and Busby rudely escorting him out of bounds there, and the ball came loose, but it went out of bounds. Yeah, John, on that play before, you've got a big guy like Stafford standing in front of you, and you've got to fight off his block to get to Azita. All of a sudden, he brushes by you and is running down the field. That's a lot to ask for a guy like that. And, Jawan, there's not many defensive linemen that can get out there and run at the tight end spot. If he probably focused his time on tight end, he'd be a top-notch tight end as well.
I was actually thinking there might be some colleges out there that take a flyer on him at tight end.
That was a great catch.
It was a great catch.
Yeah, the pass was not perfect.
He's got great hands as well. They're going to hand it off this time to Barrett. He's going to go right up the middle, maybe a yard at most on this one.
Keeler fighting through, Wilson fighting through, and also number 60. I have to get his name because he's not a regular starter. Adrian Perez, our sophomore, filling in for number 28, Jaden Stafford tonight. He's getting baptized pretty quick here, John.
7-3 is your score. 2:48 and counting. Clock is moving. 2nd and 9. Cookeville driving the ball with the nose just about on the 30 in their own territory. close to the left hash. They'll send one receiver on the near side. One will go up top. They'll go into a pistol formation. Two receivers up top as they put one in the slot. Pistol formation in the backfield, I believe Barrett. And they're going to hand it to him. He's going to get his first down. He's up the left sideline. Amari Manier has to come up and make a play. Who is that chased him down? That was Binion who chased him down, but that was a huge play as they get it across midfield and into Lebanon territory.
Well, sometimes you guess right, and we didn't have anybody on this side, and when he went right off tackle there, he had big yardage out here. We didn't lay a hand on that guy until he was downfield. Weekly painting of Clifton Tribble Field, sponsored by First Freedom Bank, including 3 branches right here in Wilson County, including the 1620 West Main Street branch right here in Lebanon.
Cookeville, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They look to the sideline to change the play here. They're going to have Blake Barrett in the backfield in a pistol formation. H-back over to the right. They're going to hand it to Barrett. He's going to dance around and spin out away from a tackle and gain a few yards. He thought Deontay Wilson had him, but he spun away from him and picked up some impressive 4 or 5 more yards. Bring up a nice 2nd and short for him, about 2nd and 4, I think it'll be.
Little tempo here as Cookeville's not huddling for the first time tonight.
Yeah, that's different. Did not expect that.
Guys, first half's about over.
7-3, minute and a half left to go. Tight formation over to the right. 1-step drop, quick pass. They're going to find their man over to the left sideline. He's going to catch it. That's Caden Cisco, his 14th reception of the year, and that's another first down for Cookeville. And all of a sudden, Cookeville, as you said, has got some pace to their offense.
Well, second time tonight they've completed that pass. We've got to adjust to that. But Cookeville putting 2 nice drives together, and in a game that Donald just said, time running out, minute 20 to go in the half, it gets where every offensive possession counts for both teams. Cookeville making the most of their second long drive tonight.
Ball now spotted right on the Lebanon 30-yard line on the left hash. Cookeville driving towards the big scoreboard with their back to Hartman drive. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Davidson's going to roll to his right, looking downfield. He's going to find his man right past the first down marker, and it's going to be caught. And that is number 30. Is that 33, 23? 23, which is Jackson Jones.
Busby on the coverage there, but Cookeville definitely has our defense guessing right now, throwing on first down, running on third down.
Be close to a minute by the time they snap the ball. 2 receivers to the right, 2-step drop, looking for the end zone. He was there and he missed him. That was Gavin Litz. Boy, Lebanon really fortunate there because that would have been a walk-in touchdown.
So,
does stop the clock, though.
So I guess I've just not been paying attention. Lentz, their kicker and punter, is their wide receiver.
Yeah.
Okay.
He'll play defensive back as well.
Now that is definitely something you don't see.
All 3 phases, yeah. He's all over their stat sheet. Brings up 2nd and 10, 59 seconds. Clock stopped on the incompletion. Right there on the 30-yard line in Lebanon's territory. 2 receivers over to the left with the ball spotted on the right hash, 2 to the right as well. Still in the backfield is Blake Barrett. Going to roll, and now they're going to go back, and that's going to be a great tackle on the other end. They lost yardage, that's right. And is that Busby over there? Busby with the tackle, and he read that great as the receiver kind of circled back around for that one, and Busby did not fall for it.
Who caught the ball?
That was 23 again.
23 again. Jackson Jones.
Again, throwing that receiver throwback there as they rolled this way. Busby just got in his hip pocket right there on the line of scrimmage and stayed with him. Luckily, that pass was not intercepted if you're Cookeville.
That was, yeah, he would have had a lot of green in front of him, too.
I'm going to get to this week's meals for our football team. Thursday's meal was provided by the Kiwanis Club, Jeannie Bennett, Eddie Callis, and our own Susie James, as well as other Kiwanis members, fed the team Shoney's. They enjoyed fried chicken, and all the sides. Then Friday's meal was provided by the Shipman family. The team was able to enjoy Saki's. Dr. Renisa Stafford, everybody ought to recognize that, Shipman, challenged our team about leadership and our tradition. We want to thank you as always, guys. You're too kind. Two very fine meals here late in the season.
Boy, and let me tell you, our boss, Susie James, had an absolute blast doing that. She was tickled to be around the team. She just absolutely loved it. And that is the 3rd time this season that fried chicken has come up on this broadcast, I want to point out.
Yeah, we need a sponsorship.
It worked well for us last week. Let's hope it does the same this week.
Both teams still in their huddle here as we only got 50 seconds left. Big moment coming up here. 3rd and 10. Ball on the 21-yard line, close to the 20. 7-3 your score. Blue Devils in front, but Cookeville driving.
We know they hit a 35-yarder or 30. What did he hit?
32-yarder.
32-yarder earlier. Do we have any idea what his distance is?
I was unable to find that information. I know that they're not afraid to go to him, but I do not know what his long is. They'll send a man in motion over to the right. One step drop, and that's going to be almost caught. That would have been impressive. Would have been a diving catch down the right sideline. It'll go incomplete, bringing up 4th and long with 45 seconds left, and now decision time, and I think they're going to run the field goal unit out there.
Try to cut this to a one-point game. Well-designed play by Cookeville there. That's a college play. They ran a guy down the sideline on a rail route, and then they ran a guy right behind him in a clear out trying to get in that space. It was open. The quarterback just led him a little too much. Let me get the line of scrimmage here for you.
Looks like 38.
Let's see. It's going to adjust it a little. As they're going to move it to the 22.
Well, yeah, where's the ball going to be?
The 22-yard line at 17 is going to be a 39-yard attempt by number 13, Gavin Lentz. His second attempt for tonight, 1 for 1 so far. Snap is down. It is bobbled.
It's no good.
And that definitely had effect. They bobbled the snap. Lebanon was there. I do not think we got a hand on it, but he definitely did not hit it like he wanted to. So Lebanon turning Cookeville away there on a big 3 points will take over on downs. 39 seconds to go in the half.
So with just 39 seconds left to go, be interesting to see what Lebanon tries to do here. Maybe one run play to see what you get, and then a shot down the field to close out the half, as Cookeville will be receiving the second half opening kick.
And we have 2 timeouts.
And
also.
2 timeouts, yeah, only one for Cookeville. Lebanon will send 2 receivers over to the right, nobody to the left. Gianna Zita in the backfield as Harrison will go into a pistol formation. They'll hand it off to Harrison. He'll cut it up to the left. He's going to get about 8 or 9. He'll be brought down there. And we'll see if Lebanon takes a timeout.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
If he'd have got the first, it would have stopped the clock. Did not. Got 9. Going to bring up 2nd and 1. 20 seconds and counting in the half.
And
I don't think we're going.
I don't think they're going to run another play. I think Lebanon's already walking off the field, so we're just going to take this one into the locker room, as Lebanon doesn't want to turn anything over right here and give them another opportunity to close out the half. So not the half you were necessarily hoping for, but Lebanon will still go into the locker room with a lead here on senior night. 7-3 is your score as the Blue Devils lead the Cavaliers of Cookeville. We'll send it back to the station for a quick 60-second break, and then we're going to come back with Joe and John's thoughts on the first half. This is WANT FM 98.9.
Hey, this is Kenny Salas with Salas Realty Group in Lebanon.
Scott and Jim Reed. Tonight, for your halftime entertainment, the Marching Blue Devils will perform their 20 The Last Voyage. Join the band in classic telling of legendary Vikings and their exploration of the seas to find a new world. Music from Howard Hanson's First Symphony and movies such as Clash of the Titans and How to Train Your Dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the Marching Blue Devils halftime performance of The Last Voyage. They take the field in halftime performance.
The time has come. The sea calls to us. Beyond the horizon, a new world awaits. We are warriors, builders, seekers of glory. Tonight we sail, and our names shall echo through eternity. The sea is restless. The wind howls with fury. Hold fast. The storm will not break us. stars have vanished. The wind has left our sails. We're forsaken. We've been cast adrift. Doomed to wander the endless sea. The journey is over, and our work has just begun. Here we will build. Here we will thrive. We have found our home. Here, our legend begins.
And let's hear it for the Marching Blue Devils!
rusher for Lebanon is, I don't feel like I need to say it.
Who?
Gian Azita, 16 carries, 110 yards. He is averaging 6.9 yards a carry tonight. And, guys, we have an update. On TV, they go dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee to let you know that there's a warning coming. Gian Azita come into this game 4th all-time in Lebanon rushing. The young man right now has moved up to 2nd. He's passed 2 players in the first half. He has now got, and again, guys, I hate, if you beat a dead horse, it's a dead horse and it's still dead. This young man missed 2.5 games, and he is probably going to have the records for this season's over, much less what he's going to do as his senior year.
And to clarify real quick, that is in a single season, so second and single season. And you're right, 2.5 games out. I mean, you're looking at 28% of his season he didn't even play.
I tell people, of course, people know we do the radio show, and they say something about him, and they listen to us every Friday night, and they do watch. Some of them watch it on Facebook Live or NHS or whatever they watch it on. And I tell them, I say, guys, listening to us and watching it, it's no comparison to watching this young man run the football. I said, we just sit there sometimes and just look at each other like we don't really believe sometimes what we see. And I say it again, and I've told you this, and I've told other people, don't count that young man down until the referee has the ball.
There's been multiple runs this year that the three of us, 3 guys that get paid to talk, had no words. And all that happened was us just laughing. Like, there's just times where it's just beyond words what he's able to do. And for anybody that would like to see some of those highlights, I'd encourage you to go over to the WANT 98.9 Facebook page where we try our best to post those highlights. There's plenty more that need to be posted, and hopefully we'll be able to get to that. But there are quite a few on there, and not just offensive highlights, plenty of defensive highlights as well, as this team has just been phenomenal all season defensively, and it has bailed them out numerous times. I think back all the way to the very first game against Nolensville to be able to get a stop on, I believe it was 4th and 5 with about 2 minutes to go, or that one was to end the game, and Lebanon was able to get the stop, and it was a 4th and 5 that Lebanon converted to keep their to win that one in another game. But the defense has been phenomenal all season as well.
And I just while you were talking, I did the arithmetic, which that's what we called it when I was in school. It was arithmetic. Patrick Maynard has 14-12. Gian Azita has 12.98. The young man needs 114 yards to be the all-time leading rusher in Lebanon for a single season. And, guys, I'm not going to say he might not leave with it tonight.
Well, and the way the game is going, if Lebanon gets a stop here on the first drive, because Cookeville will be receiving the ball to start the second half, I think with a 7-3 score, you just keep pounding it to them. And then once you get up 2 scores, you definitely don't go away from it. And if it stays a 2-score one, then it's one of those situations where you got to keep them in there. And he's one of the guys that, Joe, you know better than anybody, it's hard to get him out of the game. He does not want to come out of the football game, ever.
Talking about Gian?
Gian.
Yeah, I got tickled at Chuck last week. He said that Gian got a little banged up on that long run with his shoulder. And he said at that point in time, he was starting to question. He was getting late in the game, and he had his way, and he thought, let's be careful. And he said as he turned around to tell him, we're going to maybe keep you over here for a little while, he said he actually bumped into him because he was standing right under him. And he said, he said, before I could start, he said, no, I'm going back in. I think what he did want is, again, they took precautions with him, but he had seen that song and dance before, and definitely was hurting those couple of games that he missed, and maybe was a little careful one on that last one there, but he was not going to let that happen again. I do kind of want to just add a little of that to the list there. Again, I've been calling a lot of games, so most of those guys on those rushing yards, we're just about all of them there, except for Chris Stafford, I got to watch. Patrick Maynard was a special kid. He was quarterback, one of the Maynards that played here. His cousins, I think, Michael and Jacob, I think was their names, had played a couple of years before that, but he was the quarterback. And so at that point in time, he was basically just keeping the ball just like Gian is. He just didn't have to hand it to anybody. So he had the ball in his hands a lot of times to get those yards, but was a different runner, was a dynamic runner, very fast. If he got out there, he was gone. Again, didn't have the power, but I do kind of want to give him a little recognition there because he has held that record since 2010. And then I'm not going to describe every one of them, but Stafford is in second. He's had the record. He set his in 95. So what I'm trying to get at is it's been a long time. And I'll never forget my sophomore year in 1989. Juan Jennings got 1,000 yards for us around the 8th or 9th game. It had been 15 or 20 years before that, going way back into the 60s or maybe 70s, that we had a 1,000-yard rusher at Lebanon High School. There had been some lean years in those years that caused that. But I'm say this. It's not easy.
Yeah.
You see a lot of colleges now and you see a lot of pros, but those guys are playing 12, 13 games. Pros now are playing 17 games. So he has done this, like you said. Sure, we got 10 games here, but 7.5 games is what he's going. I mean, we have both sit here and said, what if he played those other 2.5? Will we get close to 2,000? And so when you start talking about 2,000, now look, you can go down here and you can pull up Derrick Henry's high school record. I think that guy run for 4,000 yards his senior year.
You're talking about the 1% of the 1%.
Well, 1% of the 1%, and he's, everybody knows him, and he's running. He's in a small classification down there. So everybody says, I've seen better stats than that. You watch this kid right here. And somebody said the other day, who's the best back in the state? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say we've seen every back. I know there's one down at Baylor that's not only the number one in the state, he's probably the number one in the nation. And I'll tell you this. That kid's tough. But maybe outside of him, I don't know that I'd take anybody else in this state over this one right here.
I'm going to tell you, me and Tommy talk once or twice a week just because we go over different things. And Tommy told me 2 weeks ago, he'd done this, how many years, Joe? 500 games?
Over 400 games.
Yeah.
It's close to 450 games.
And he told me, and Tommy won't mind me saying this, I promise. He said, I have seen a lot of special tailbacks. He said, I've seen a lot of finesse, shifty, fast, quick tailbacks. He said, in all of my times, I have never seen a player run the ball like Gianna Zeta does.
If you said, I would, what you're talking about, Joe, I would take it and say if you went pound for pound, he's probably the best back that's ever walked through Lebanon High School, because he's not a very tall guy. You mentioned Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's a monster.
Yeah.
He's just that's what makes him so special, is he's got the size and the speed to go along with it. And I bet of his 1,000+ yards, 500 of them have come after contact.
Oh, for sure. And earlier I watched, he's really dangerous when he ducks under them. And it's like you guys see, the pile's there, but he's lower than everybody because his leg drive and strength, we're not exaggerating, he carries those kids, and sometimes his own, 3 or 4 yards. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes it's an illusion, because I don't know that if I looked out there in the first half, I would have thought he had that many yards. If he's galloping up and down the field, you say, God, this guy. But the thing is, he's stacking 10, 12, 15 yards, and all of a sudden you turn around and Donald says, well, he's well over 100 already. And in a game that's moving very fast, that's impressive. But, John, I think we've talked enough about it, and they're getting ready to take the field for a big second half here, and it's going to be a big first drive for us defensively and offensively, and I want to see what we do with it.
Well, we want to thank all of our 2025 radio sponsors this season: Bates Ford, Bird on Supply, Fakes and Hooker, K. Manor with State Farm Insurance, Kenny Salas and the Salas Realty Group, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Shannon Speck Electric, Sports World, Rackley Roofing Company, Wilson Bank and Trust, and Lebanon Mayor Rick Bell. Lebanon will kick off to start the second half. 3 players for the Cavs back to receive, all of them close to the 10-yard line. Jimenez kicks it away. Low kick, actually. It's going to dribble around. It's going to be fielded right at the 20-yard line. And about a 12-yard return. A pretty nice return in there by Keely Davis, I believe is how it's pronounced. And pretty good field position here to open up the second half for Cookeville.
And Pete hustling down to get the tackle. Sometimes you see on a kickoff team, you get some younger guys in there, and you want to try to do that, but I also see a lot of kickoffs given up that way. We've got our starting linebackers in there and our starting corners that just scream down the field. Carter McPete that time doing a nice job of getting that squib kick on the ground.
So here we go, 1st and 10, first play of the second half. Cookeville now driving towards the big scoreboard with their back to Hartman Drive. 2 receivers over to the right. Nobody out wide as both of them are kind of in that slot position. Nobody on the near side. Pistol formation with Blake Barrett in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Barrett. He's going to take it over to the left, and he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. That is a nice job. I believe that was McPeak that got in there for the tackle.
McPeak and Jackson Harris. Jawan Stafford in a little bit different alignment there. He was not lying down. He was actually in a 2-point stance, and he was a yard off the ball, kind of where the nose guard would be, but it looks like they're just letting him play free. And maybe he's just kind of going with the flow, reading his keys and running that way. A little interesting, and you got to be awful nervous if you're Cookeville. You don't know where he's coming from.
2nd and 9. Second play of the second half. 2 receivers to the right. We're going to snap it. 2-step drop, looking downfield. He's going to overthrow him.
No, he was already tripping.
They're going to call pass interference on Amari Manier, and I also don't think that ball was catchable. But we'll see. That's going to go against the Blue Devils. Don't see any other call coming.
I'll tell you what Cookeville does a good job at is pass protection. You know, we have gotten pressure on a lot of different teams. We have a lot of good guys up front that can get penetration, and they stand there. That time, the receiver just running single receiver, running downfield. Manier trailing. I'm like Donald. He kind of slipped. The turf's in great condition. I mean, great condition, but when you get in this late in the year, the roots don't go as deep, and so they come up in bigger pieces.
Ball spotted on the 49, still in Cookeville territory, 1st and 10 right at midfield.
Smokestack eye, John.
Fullback.
Smokestack eye, number 77, dotting that as the fullback there in the front.
3 backs behind the quarterback as Easton Davidson goes under center. Smokestack eye. Nobody out wide. I think they're going to run the ball here. They're eventually going to hand it off, and it's going to get to Barrett. He's going to get to the second level and get his first down. Gets it down to the Lebanon 40-yard line.
Back-to-back first downs for Cookeville. Definitely not what Lebanon needs. Going to cross midfield now against our Blue Devils.
Who ran that ball?
It ended up being Blake Barrett.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to come off the field here. And we've seen Easton Davidson go under center numerous times tonight, changing it up for the defense. They're going to do it again. So another smokestack guy as Davidson will go under center. Nobody out wide. They're going to hand it off to the middle one, and he's going to be brought down. That is number 3, Evan Banks. And maybe a loss on the play.
Deontay Wilson having none of that. And we need a play to inspire our defense a little bit. A little quiet for our defense tonight, and I think a big play would go a long way of kind of adding a little inspiration maybe to our effort.
Boy, and you wonder, it's definitely the coldest game of the year. If maybe that has some sort of effect as well, kind of getting out there and
affects the offense, though,
a little bit more
than the defense.
Those defensive guys are built a little different. They're going to do it again. Smokestack eye once again, 2nd and 11.
He moved.
He was moving.
And there it is.
Yes,
2 flags come out on that one, so this one's going to go the other direction. We'll see if they stay in that set, because now it's going to be 2nd and 16 right at the 10-minute mark. That's going to get them back close to midfield.
Hey, Joe, was you?
I was just going to say that's what you get. That's the only thing you get when you put a lineman in the backfield.
Yeah,
Not
he ain't used to that.
Not comfortable back there, and he just got to lean in, and
Well,
I've said it before.
If he moves, everybody sees it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that too. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So we'll bring up 2nd and 16. They'll wind the clock now under 10 to go in the third. Ball on the 46 in Lebanon territory. They'll wind it here. Yeah, the clock was already moving when they wound it, but here we go. Once again, 3 backs. They'll do it again. It's the 4th play in a row. They won't hand it to anybody. Looking downfield, and that's going to be caught down the left sideline for the first down. And with the reception is Nathan Dyer, listed as a running back, a sophomore, and he catches it downfield on the 20-yard line. So they pick up the first down, and Cookeville moving the ball better tonight than I think they have the majority of the season.
Was it 17 or 18?
Yes, we're on the 17. You know, Cookeville moved the ball real well against Mount Juliet last week. It's just, even if they won the ball game, but they couldn't complete it when they got inside the 10. We're seeing a little of that tonight.
Well, they're in the red zone now. Ball spotted, as you said the 18?
Yes.
3 running backs once again on that smokestack eye. They're going to hand it off, and that's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmages. Hunt Reese was handed at that time. And, Joe, when they do when they line up 3 guys back there, what are they trying to accomplish here?
Well, I mean, there's nothing.
Just
it's kinda
deception?
Like us. No, they're coming straight at you. I mean, they may hand it to the second guy once in a while, but they knew. They prepared for this. They have run the smokestack eyes, what they call it, several times because of their size up front. And they're just hoping to get in there and wedge it out and get 4 or 5 yards. And if Barrett busts it or one of the other tailbacks, that's just icing on the cake. But if you can get to the running back before he gets there, that's how you stop that.
They'll go out of it here. They will keep Blake Barrett in the backfield on the left hip of the quarterback. Quarterback's going to keep it. Davidson rolling over to his right, looking downfield. He's got his man. That's Litz, and he's going to be close to the first down.
Just full back in the flat. They've ran that several times. Simpkins was running with him, but Lentz, a good enough athlete to kind of just add a little separation out there in the flat. Simpkins couldn't keep up with him. It's going to be a big play there for Cookeville. It's going to put him close to the first down markers. They're looking at it, Donald.
Yeah, they're looking at it. He's right there next to it.
Going to give third down signal, and if it's 3rd down and 6 inches, that's being a little generous for our Blue Devils. It may be less than that.
Yeah, so expect them to hand it to Blake Barrett right here. Under center again goes Easton Davidson. Nobody out wide on either side, and they're going to hand it off to Barrett here, and he's going to have the first down, and he might have some more. He spins away from some tacklers. He gets inside the 5-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal here for the Cavaliers. Simpkins a little slow to get up. He looks to be okay, though. Big moment right here. Boy, if the Cavaliers are able to punch it in on the opening drive of the second half, their confidence, Big Mo, is just going to skyrocket.
Well, I feel like we're playing their game right now, even though it's similar to what we want to do. I think we are playing Cookeville's game, and they have, like you said, surprisingly just been able to string some long drives together on a usually stingy defense.
So inside the 5, 1st and goal. Clock wound, be near 7 minutes when they snap it. Again, heavy package, nobody. A high snap. They're going to do a direct snap as they get it into the hands of Reese, and they're going to get into the end zone on a direct snap. Reese gets into the end zone for the first touchdown of the night for the Cavaliers. That makes it 9-7 with a PAT on the way with 7:03 to play in the third. This Blue Devil defense has only given up, averages 7 points per game allowed in the third quarter. That is the most of any quarter this season. They give up a touchdown here.
Number 13, Lentz on to attempt. Number 12, Davidson to handle your spot. Snaps there, holds there, and that kick is there. 7:03 to go on the third. It's Cookeville 10, your Blue Devils 7. Back after this short break.
Left to go in the third quarter. Lebanon trails 10-7 after the opening drive by Cookeville marches down for a touchdown.
Yeah, thank you, John. That was, like you said, Cookeville got the ball coming out of the half. They went 68 yards in 10 plays. Reese with a 4-yard TD run. Lentz with the PAT's good. 7:03 remaining in your third quarter. It's now Cookeville 10, Lebanon 7. John, real quick, I know Susie gave us permission, but we get to announce we've got a few extra sponsors that have jumped on for the playoffs.
We sure do. We were able to mention them at the top. We're going to mention them again here for the 2025 postseason. We want to thank AG&N Johnson Realty and Auction, Eddie Callis with Callis Ventures, who was a part of that 1961 undefeated LHS team, the Jewelers, Sean and Lindsey Smith, and Timmy and Dory Mitchell with Image 360 Sign Company. They'll be some of our postseason sponsors.
Thank you, guys.
Third quarter brought to you by the Lebanon Police Department. Police Chief Mike Justice with the men and women in blue, proud to back the Big Blue. Boy, great kick here. Amari Manier is going to field it near the 5-yard line. He's going to bring it out, gets it to the 20. He's got a little bit of space, makes a move, and is brought down near the 35. And Amari Manier, despite the good return, a little upset at himself, thought he could have got more, but every returner does.
Happy to see that, John. I've wanted him to get a chance to return it. We've seen him on a couple of interceptions, and and he hits it a little different. If you're ever going to break one of those, you have to hit it straight ahead, and he didn't guess. He just hit it, and I know he's a little disappointed, but I think that was a good job of setting us up pretty nice here.
So Austin Harrison will march back out there. 2 receivers to the left, nobody on the near side. Ball spotted on the right hash. Gianna Zita in the backfield. Brecken Rogers over to the left at your fullback position, halfback position. They're going to hand it off to Azita. He's going to jump over the first tackler for about a 5-yard gain.
I'm noticing a little something. I'm noticing that Cookeville, I don't know if it's just coincidence, but when they're out wide open with him, they are diving low on him. They are trying to tackle his ankles, which is smart. But we've not seen a lot of teams attempt that. You can't tackle him high. Cookeville's trying to knock his pins out, and it's been pretty successful as far as that goes.
6.5 to go here in the third. Blue Devils trailing 10-7, driving to the right towards Hartman Drive. They'll get it to Azita. He's hitting the backfield, and this time he is brought down for a loss. One of the few times this season as Amari Williamson, the starting nose guard, in there for a tackle for loss.
Yeah, we lost the battle at the line of scrimmage there as there were 3 or 4 Cookeville players standing in our backfield as we handed the ball. Azita doing a good job of holding on to it. Actually going to have to.
Boy, this is a massive play right here.
Pull him out here. It definitely is, or they're going to spread him out this way. Yeah,
they're going to put Azita over here on the near side, also bringing T.J. Searcy into the slot position. They'll have 3 receivers to the left, so Lebanon looking to air it out here. Empty backfield as Harrison will go into a shotgun formation. Lebanon needs 6 for the first down. Harrison gets the snap, looking downfield. He's going to step up in the pocket.
Run.
He's got his man. That's Busby. He's caught the ball at the 15-yard line. Jamani Busby, just what the doctor ordered.
Well, guys, I'm going to tell you how fantastic of a play that was from Harrison. Harrison stepped up in the pocket, scrambled left. He usually takes off and runs there. He would have had a long way to run, kept his eyes downfield. Busby just kept running the seam route there. He threw it, beautiful pass. Busby went up and high-pointed the ball. Big catch, but you said it right before that, John. That was a very big play for our offense not to give it right back to Cookeville there. This is going to set us up in business. First down around the 13 or 14.
Jawan Stafford, by the way, has come in to the ball game. Keep your eye on that. That is a Zaxby's red zone and a Wilson Bank and Trust first down. They're going to hand it off to Azita. He's going to go right up the middle, dashes it over to the left. He'll get another 5 or 6 yards on it, and he's going to get it inside the 10-yard line.
Thanks to certified athletic trainer Jacob Woodard and team physician Dr. Lance LeClaire with Vanderbilt Sports Medicine for providing sports medicine coverage tonight for all our student athletes.
Joe, you're in the locker room and on the field with these guys almost every day. How tall is Gian?
5'7".
Said that with a lot of confidence. They'll hand it to him. He'll get a cross over to the left. Not going to be good for a first down, maybe a yard on that one.
You know, he's still having to catch the snap up around his face mask, and he's having to turn and hand it. And if he can just catch it and give it to him with a little momentum, but we're just not able to get that when that snap's a little high and a little slow.
Jonah Gardner here on the near side all by himself, the only wide out right now in the ball game. He's going to move closer to the slot position here. Nobody over to the left. 3rd and 4 is your down and distance with 4 minutes to go in the third. Lebanon trailing 10-7. Knocking on the door is a drive to the right. They're going to hand it off to Azita. He's going to go right up the middle. He's going to power his way forward, and he's going to have one of those patented pile movers. I don't know if he got the first down or not, but it's going to be close. They're going to say short.
They're going to have it right at the 6.
That's going to bring up 4th down.
We got a guy down.
Sure do. That is
Davis,
Aaron
our right
Davis.
Tackle.
Yep. One of the seniors here being honored on senior night. And they'll be out to attend to him. This almost looks like a knee, possibly a cramp.
While we got a minute, Shop Springs Creamery, located at 2816 Sparta Pike, is your fish at chocolate milk of Blue Devil football. Also, Kenny Salas Realty, thanks to LHS graduate Kenny Salas and the Salas Realty Group, located at 120 Public Square. Whether you're buying or selling, visit salasrealtygroup.com.
You know, earlier this year at the golf scramble that Lebanon hosted with Kenny Salas and his group just leading the way, I was able to purchase a rocking chair. And let me tell you, my mornings have gotten infinitely better with that rocking chair on my front porch. I get to sit out there and drink my hot tea and gossip about all the other people I live on a cul-de-sac. It's been fantastic.
It don't take much.
It doesn't take much to make me happy. I am easily amused. Aaron Davis, he's working on his lower body. He's going to be helped up right here, and I think he's going to be okay. Keep your eye on him. He's walking out underneath more or less his own power. It's going to take an awful lot to keep that young man out of the football game.
Looks like he's limping and holding his shoulder.
Everything on the right side, too. Big play here for the Blue Devils. 4th and 2 with 3:40 to go in the third, trailing 10-7. Lebanon has not attempted a field goal all season long. Do not expect them to do that here.
Yeah, and if you're Cookeville, you almost start to guess, okay, well, are they going to go to the left side? They just lost their starting right tackle, so I will have to actually look to see who his sub is, as Davis has not gotten banged up. We've been pretty healthy on the offensive line this year, and Goody, who is evidently he's just your Swiss Army knife. He's played center, he's played guard, now he'll play tackle.
So here we go, big one here. They call it a 4th and 2. Big package in there, no wideouts in the ball game. They're going to hand it off to Azita. He's right now right on the backside of Austin Harrison. Austin trying to get him on a hard snap. We'll see if they fall for it. Plenty of time on the play clock. There it is. He sure did. That's exactly what they wanted to do, and Austin Harrison has been really good at that all season long.
Here's the difference, guys. It's half the distance. Is that 2.5 yards for...
Does that give them the first down?
It don't matter. It was 4th and less than 2.
It was less than 2.
Yes.
Okay.
So without even snapping the ball, the Blue Devils pick up a huge first down. That'll make it 1st and goal. So now Lebanon has 4 chances to punch it in and take the lead with 3:18 left to play. What a great job by your senior quarterback, Austin Harrison.
Well, you called it before he did it.
Yeah. He set the line, stepped back, looked like he was getting a play from the sideline, and then went up there and did it. A little different mode of operation from what we usually do.
So the ball's on the 4. Am I right?
Yes. Austin Harrison said he wanted to be a dermatologist. He's going to study dermatology. Well, he looked good on that one. They're going to hand it off to Aziti. He's going to take it over to the right. He's going to be tackled in the backfield. Maybe a loss of a yard on that one.
Well,
you got to give this Cookeville defense a lot of credit.
Number 3, Evan Banks, just shooting through there, just blowing over our guard. Our guard just a little slow to react. But, again, we're going to bring Simpkins in, get Gardner out of the game as we're going with that goal line package. But they may have hit Azita for a few more losses, negative plays than a lot of teams have so far, as they've had several of those tonight.
Caden Goodlow remains in there. Moving over now to right tackle, though. Juwan Stafford back into the ball game. Nobody out wide. Brecken Rogers and Thompson, the tight end, over to the left. We're going to hand it off to Azita again. And no, they're not. Harrison keeps it. Harrison rolling. He's going to dive into the end zone, and he's into the end zone.
I think he is, guys. He's going to be a yard or two short.
They're going to call him short. Boy, he dove in there.
He's a football short.
He was close, so that'll bring up 3rd and a football.
And I love Gianna Zeta, but I promise you guys, I'm a big fan of the old quarterback sneak. Now, we don't get under center a lot, and that'll be interesting, but I would feel just as good if Azita would get right behind him and just push him in.
Say, do you go for the old tush push here?
Tush push here, but let's see if Harrison gets under center. He looks like he's not, and that always bothers me when you take the ball back 7 yards from the 1 yard line.
He's standing on the 5, and it is 3rd and inches. High snap. They're going to hand it to Azita, and he's going to lose some yardage.
Guys, you can't keep having that high snap. I mean, it keeps going and going and going, and he's having to catch it. And when you're trying to get a yard or two, that thing's got to come out, and you got to be going downhill fast. And now we're in a mess on 4th and 3rd and 4.
And this will most likely be the only drive of the quarter for Lebanon, as we're now going to be under a minute when they snap the ball, trailing by 3. No field goal unit coming out. Lebanon's got to get it into the end zone here or turn it over on downs. Similar package with Azita in the backfield. Harrison in there at quarterback. Again, trying maybe to pull him off. And I think they're going to call a timeout here. Lebanon's going to get a timeout, sensing how important this play is. It is spotted in between the 2nd and 3rd yard line.
Yeah, 2.5.
Number 79, Aaron Davis, will return. He got to jogging up down the sideline. I believe he is fine. I know that's a sigh of relief for his family. But, again, guys, I made a joke about Azita's average He may be working on it a little bit for me over there, Donald, as they've hit him for some short games and even some losses tonight.
I think he's felt sorry for you, Joe.
May have.
I think he was listening.
Hey, I'm done with that. We need to win the ball game. I need him to just punch that in and get to running wild again.
You've been on that list long enough, right?
I've been on that list long enough. I'm more interested in the 9-1 list.
Guys,
Absolutely.
I got to tell y'all something. Honestly, I Facebook messaged him last Friday morning, and I honestly said, we need 250 out of you tonight, big guy. He sent me a thumb. At 11:30 Friday night, he messaged me back. He said, how about 252? And I'm like, you are absolutely the man.
And let's tack on another touchdown in there as well. And, again, to set up your clock right here, 10-7 is your score. Cookeville in front of the Blue Devils. 51 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Lebanon, 4th and goal. Had it inside the 1-yard line, now at about the 2.5. Got to punch it in here or you turn it over on downs.
Guys, this is an extra point kick, too, if we wanted it. So, obviously, Coach Gentry wants a touchdown.
Yeah, Lebanon has not kicked a field goal all season. They'll send three guys, and it's going to be a direct snap. It's going to be a wildcat. They're going to go straight to Azita.
We jumped.
And Lebanon jumped. As Lebanon, they've been successful with that play this year as they put Harrison in motion and ran him out to the right. And Cookeville was ready for it, but Lebanon jumped, and that's going to be a penalty, and we're going the wrong direction.
Here comes your first field goal of the year. Yeah, I don't know if Zeta has the cadence as Harrison motions out of the backfield. If he has the cadence, everybody's cadence is a little different. By cadence, I mean down, set, go. And so it looked like that we just wasn't all on the same page. Gardner to hold. Jimenez on to attempt. They're going to attempt it from the 8-yard line. Will be a 25-yarder to try to tie this ball game up at 10. Davis runs on late. Still plenty of time. Snaps down, holds down, kick is up. That kick is going to be short and to the left. And you've seen, guys, while we don't kick a field goal, how disappointing to get to the 1-yard line with one of the best tailbacks in the state, only to turn it over on downs on the 8.
Well, with 43 seconds left, we'll send it back to the station right now for a 30-second break. This is Lebanon High School football on WANT.
Shannon's (476-1652) or visit shannonspecelectric.com.
First and 10 as Cookeville takes it over on a missed field goal. They'll have it on the 20-yard line, and able to get past that first wave of defense is Barrett. He's going to get another first down, and boy, Blake Barrett is just picking them up left and right. No big gains, but that'll get him a first down and get him away from that 20-yard line. They're going to get it out to about the 32. Clock is wound. So Lebanon, that's going to be their only offensive possession of the third quarter, and it ends with Lebanon having first and goal and not able to punch it in.
First and goal from the 4.
From the 4. So here we go. Easton Davidson goes under center once again. That smoke eye formation, they've ran that a bunch, and that's going to be a false start on them. Same guy, that lineman in there, number 77. Illegal procedure on Amari Williamson. This will most likely be the last play of the quarter as it's down to 10 seconds. And Cookeville will be in no particular rush. They'll want to take this on into the fourth quarter. And with a lot of field to work with, if they had an extended drive, as you said a moment ago, it might be Lebanon might only have one more possession. Another timeout taken. Was this one taken by Cookeville? Oh, they just let it run down. Okay, I thought they were going to have to snap the ball. So that'll be the end of the third quarter. 10-7 is your score as we go into the fourth and final quarter of the 2025 regular season. 12 minutes left to go as Lebanon's trying to finish 9-1 for the second time in the Chuck Gentry era. We'll see if they can get it done after this.
roofing, we're more than a roofing company. We're part of the communities where we work and live. We're proud to invest in the youth of Wilson County, opening doors to a career in an industry that's growing year after year. Our mission is clear: to transform the roofing industry with unmatched customer service, detailed documentation, and the highest safety standards. Because we believe that the ladder to a great roof is only as good as the people who climb it. Rackley Roofing, building roofs, building futures.
Well, here we go. Start of the fourth quarter. Lebanon, who is averaging 27.1 points per game, has only scratched out 7 so far in this one. Cookeville will be going the other direction as they now drive towards Hartman Drive. Smokestack formation once again with the quarterback under center. They're going to hand it off to Barrett. He's going to get it out to the outside, down the sideline. He's eventually going to be brought down by Searcy, but not before they get into Lebanon territory across the 50, and they have found something in that smoke eye.
How long before we make an adjustment, guys? They have run off that left tackle and run off that left tackle, and I think I'd put somebody over there if I was Lebanon's defense. But again, I said it earlier, we are thin up front. Stafford out tonight. Jaden Stafford actually was right before the game was pulled out. We've had some other injuries over there, so we're down to our third and fourth guys in some spots.
1st and 10 right at midfield into Lebanon territory by about a yard. They'll stick in that same formation, and again, they're going to hand it off to Barrett, and he's going to get about 4 on this one.
He leaped and got in the air, and our guy just kind of finished him on the ground there. I mean, we're not going to lay you down easy. Barrett a little slow to get up. I think maybe just had the breath
the wind knocked out of him, yeah. They're going to give him about 5 yards on that one, so they'll bring up 2nd and 5 now into Lebanon territory at the 45.
Guy down. Is that still him?
I think that's Barrett still down, yeah, and I think you're right, Joe. I think he just came down on his back, probably just got the wind knocked out of him. He'll be okay here in just a moment, we hope, of course. Fourth quarter brought to you by Hardee's, located on West Main Street and South Cumberland Street. Hardee's is serving up big charbroiled burgers and made from scratch biscuits 7 days a week.
Also, the Blue Devil football program appreciates the support of Corey McDonald and the folks at Buckeye Drugs, 315 North Cumberland Street, a full-service independent pharmacy. Visit BuckeyeDrugs.com for more information.
Well, and Barrett still down right at midfield right now with training staff out to talk to him.
Tail taking a little longer usually than when you're knocked out of breath. Usually you just get back up to your feet and get over there and recover, but giving both teams the time to catch their breath a little bit. But
he's going to get up now, and he's going to be walking off under his own power, and he looks to be okay. He'll probably sit out a play or two and then make his way back in. 2nd and 8. And a big opportunity here for the Blue Devils, 2nd and long. I would imagine with the lead, if they don't get the first down right here, this might be a punt situation. I don't know if they're quite in 4-down territory here. It depends on how close they get.
Well, they hadn't had to worry about it yet as they've been able to string together and kind of convert some 2nd and 3rd downs. But 2nd and short here, right where they need to be.
They're going to stay in that smoke eye as well. I thought they might go out of it with Barrett out of the ball game. They're going to have Hunt Reese there in the very back. And once again, Easton Davidson will go under center. Lebanon right now with pretty much every defender in the box. They'll snap the ball. They're going to hand it off to Reese. And Lebanon's going to tackle him here for no gain, maybe a loss of a yard.
Yeah, he lost him.
So that'll bring up 3rd and long. And if Lebanon can do that again, then I definitely think they'll have to punt the ball away. Do not think they'd want to go for it on 4th and long at midfield.
Well, if you're Lebanon, you're thinking fullback in the Platte. They've completed that with a similar situation. You're thinking those sideline routes. They've thrown outs. They've thrown rails. They've thrown wheels. And they've completed those on big 3rd and longs on us when we think we have them where we want them. They eat us up alive on that outside, either in the flat or down the sideline.
Do not think Blake Barrett made his way back in. They'll go more into a traditional pistol formation here, and they're going to hand it off to Reese. He's going to cut it to the left. He's going to be short of the first down by about 4 yards. Should be about 4th and 4, maybe 4th and 3, depending on the spot. We'll see what they do.
That tells me they may go. and they're talking about it, and hopefully not, and I want to thank them for that. But I think they're thinking about it, John, with a run like that. And I think what it is, it's
flag.
On
us.
Oh, goodness, guys. That's going to be a first down.
Oh, my gosh, a huge
what is that?
moment right here.
I've never seen one that
and
late,
now
guys.
they're turning and talking to Juwan Stafford, the official, talking right to him. So something must have been said, and those two are still talking to each other. And Lebanon's going to give up a first down on 4th and 5 at midfield. That is a early Christmas present the day before Halloween, gifted to the Cavaliers of Cookeville, and was that a 15-yard penalty?
He had to say something, Joe, because I don't believe the referee would have just thrown that just to be exercising his elbow.
Oh, my gosh. That gets them all the way down to the 28-yard line, a fresh set of downs, and under 10 minutes to play in the ball game with Cookeville leading 10-7. Boy, and they're just in a fantastic spot here.
Yeah, that's a killer right there.
Continue to run the ball the way they have been, control the clock, and if they're able to punch it in, Lebanon will be 2 scores down.
And you don't feel good about that. We take a little clock off when we have scoring drives, and in a game where you're not going to get a lot of possessions, we may only have 1, maybe 2 more. We've got to either hold them out or hold them to 3.
They'll go into a pistol formation. 2 running backs in there. Easton Davidson will get the ball. He's going to hand it off to Blake Barrett. He's going to be tackled. Eventually, he's going to fight forward. He's going to end up getting 6 or 7 yards out of it. Thought he was going to be tackled after maybe 1 yard, but he fights forward.
He got 7.
He ended up with 7. That'll bring up 2nd and 3. And they get it down to the 23.
And I believe that was Reese again. I don't think Barrett came in, and Reese is still banged up. But, guys, I told them their runners run pretty hard. And I'm going to say this. For the first time this year, I think our opponent wants it more than we do. And that's even the Green Hill game, as we got beat. It wasn't a want problem. But tonight, the Cavaliers have come to play.
2nd and 4. They're going to hand it off again to Reese. He's going to get his first down over on the left side. He's going to keep pushing forward. And the Blue Devil defenders all turning to the official, talking about something, not happy about something. They're not going to win that argument, as right now they're not on the good side of that official.
Well,
ball's on the what, the
Cookeville
18?
18,
Cookeville is finishing the play. They've got blockers downfield that's pushing our defensive backs backwards, and they're getting a little offended. That tells you that we're not doing a good job up front of engaging them. And if Cookeville's got linemen running that far downfield, their running backs are right behind them.
Cookeville came in 3-6 overall, started the season 1-4. Going to hand it off again to Reese, and he's going to get a few yards on it. Not quite the first down, but that clock keeps moving. Now down to 8:15. It'll be under 8 by the time they snap it again. It'll be about 2nd and 5, maybe 2nd and 7.
Joe, you were right earlier. We've had the ball 5 times tonight. We had it 4 times in the first half. We've had it once in the second half, and that was in the third quarter. And we will get the ball maybe one more time. That's it.
Yeah, it is under 8 minutes, and it is spotted right on that 15-yard line. Brings up 2nd and 3. Cookeville firmly in the driver's seat right now in this game. They'll go back to that smoke eye formation again, as Reese will remain in there. And their quarterback's just going to keep it this time, I think, and push it forward for a few yards. And that'll bring it down. They could be under 7 by the time they snap it again.
Here's how desperate we are, guys. We're starting to put some of our offensive players. Davis ran in there a minute ago to play defensive line. He's not done that this year. Brecken Rogers has played a little linebacker, but we'd like to keep him on the offensive side of the ball as our sniffer. But we're getting tired. We're getting worn out. We've been on the wrong end of a lot of long drives, and usually it's just the opposite for our Blue Devils.
And they will snap the ball under 7 minutes to play, staying in that smoke eye formation. They're going to pitch it out to Reese. He's going to run it over to the left. He's got his first down, and he is into the end zone.
That was Barrett that time.
That was Barrett back in. So Barrett able to get into the end zone, and that's going to make it a 2-score game with under 7 minutes to play. Lebanon offensively has no room for error.
And guys, if we weren't in trouble, we are now.
Lebanon does have all 3 timeouts. So a little something there for you.
Number 13, Gavin Lentz, on to try his second PAT tonight. 1 for 2 on field goals. Number 12, Easton Davidson, trying to make this a 10-point game. Snap's a little low. Holder did a good job, and the kicker punched that ball through. 6:56 going to contest. Cookeville 17, Lebanon 7. More action after this commercial timeout.
The Cavaliers march down the field on a long extended drive to put it in for their second touchdown of the night.
Yeah, John, last week it was us with the 80-yard drive. This week it's Cookeville. 80 yards, 12 plays, helped out on a terrible penalty on Lebanon. But, guys, I think it was a legit penalty. Barrett, 11-yard TD run. Lentz, PAT's good. 6:56 in your ball game. Our Blue Devils are down by 10, 17-7.
And Blue Devils have had their opportunities. 4th and goal on the 2-yard line, unable to get it in, and had them in a situation where they were probably going to have to punt the ball, and penalty gives them great field position. And here we are with 6:56 left to go. Amari Manier back on the goal line, set to receive. Litz will kick it off. No room for error for the Blue Devil offense. Ball spotted right on that 40-yard line in the middle of the field. They'll kick it away. And it's going to be fielded right on the goal line, and he dropped it. And that's Busby. And it goes into the end zone, and that'll bring it out to the 20.
Everything a little off tonight. You know, you sit here and you worry about it a little bit. Quiet stadium, very cold. Our stands hadn't had a lot to cheer about tonight, so you can't blame them. But all those things play into the underdog role. And Cookeville relished in that tonight, and they have used their size and their determination, and they are leading this ball game late.
You're still going to be able to run the ball some here, but you're going to have to get some chunk plays one way or another. But the most important thing is just putting some points on the board on this drive. Harrison will roll to his right. That's going to be tipped out of bounds. They were looking for Gardner on the sideline, and a nice play over there by the cornerback as Davis got a hand on it.
You got to get it out of your hands. You know, we kind of staring down a receiver, give the defensive back a good time to undercut that route there. It's like you said, John, I think that was definitely a play selection where you're trailing by 10. Normally you hand that ball off, and we're getting out of our comfort zone now.
Does stop the clock with the incompletion with 6:51 to play, 2nd and 10 on the 20-yard line. Lebanon driving towards the big scoreboard. 2 receivers to the right, 1 on the near side. Azita in the backfield. Pistol formation. Harrison gets the snap, keeps the ball, looking downfield, and it's going to be intercepted.
Right to him.
That's going to be intercepted. And Cookeville's going to run it back and get it all the way down inside the 10-yard line. I believe that was that Kingston Fielder, number 5, with the interception. He's in a mob right now. Can't tell exactly who it was, but that might be the backbreaker right there. As Lebanon's drive never even gets going on the second play of the drive. An INT, the first turnover of the game by either team.
Hell, guys, I guess I'm going to kind of vent my frustration right here, and I shouldn't do it when you've had the season we have, but I'm very disappointed. And if I were our coaches, I put our young kids out there because we're pulling for Gallatin now and hoping they're still winning 26-0 because we had it in our hands and we laid an egg like this tonight. I'd get our guys out of there and let these young ones finish this ball game tonight.
So 1st and goal here for the Cavaliers. Feels like deja vu as Lebanon has only had 2 offensive possessions in the second half, and their second one was only 2 snaps. They'll get it inside the 10, about a 2 or 3 yard gain that time on the quarterback keeper. As Davidson will fall forward for a few, bringing up 2nd down with the clock running. And Lebanon will indeed be scoreboard watching. Still a good chance to be able to host a game. And sometimes a loss heading into the postseason can be the best thing for your team. Sometimes it can be the worst thing. It always depends on the team. But Lebanon definitely not playing their best game here tonight. So once again, 2nd and goal, ball on about the 8-yard line. Davidson will get the snap, but a whistle before, and they get a timeout, Cookeville.
Well, guys, if we're going to have a stinker, let's have it tonight. That's the only positive I'm seeing from this ball game.
And make sure you stay tuned in for the Fakes and Hooker scoreboard show, because we do believe that if Gallatin defeats Wilson Central, it is our understanding that that would still give Lebanon second place and home field in the postseason. Definitely not the way that they wanted to do it, but Gallatin was leading 26-0 at the half. And I think at this point, if you're Lebanon, what you're looking for is just anything positive to build on. You get a goal line stop here. You keep them from getting into the end zone. 5:47 left to go. Maybe you're able to get it down the field and punch it in, make it interesting down the stretch. But this second half has just not gone well for Lebanon at all. And we do have an update. Does look like Gallatin is going to hold up their end of the bargain in the third now, 33-0. So
and
unless Wilson's
a Christmas card.
Yeah, no kidding. That's our treat on Halloween Eve.
Well, if we'd have played like this last week, they'd have beat us 33-0.
You're right.
Just not the Jekyll and Hyde that we've seen this year.
Well, you wonder with these young guys if that got in their head, knowing that they had pretty much sealed up second place. If a
lot of people's told us we're good, and I don't mean that in a bad way, because we are, and the kids deserve a pat on the back. But I think maybe some of them listened to that, and everybody said this Cookeville game will take care of business, and I was worried. Cookeville has size. That can always cause problems.
They'll go back into that smoke eye formation. Ball spotted on the 8-yard line. They're going to hand it off once again to Reese. He's going to take it over to the right, and he's going to be close. He's not going to get in as he's brought down about the 3.
They're going to spot him actually about
closer.
The 1.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And we've got a man down. Is that?
That's Juwan Stafford, I think.
Stafford, a little slow to get up there. He is going to get up, but he was away from the play. But let's say this is a big play, John. It's not even at the 1. The nose of the football is touching the goal line. And they're going to go here on, is it going to be a third down over there, Donald?
Yeah,
third on the box.
Third and an inch.
And Easton Davidson comes in. He looks a little hobbled, got a little bit of a gimp in that giddy up, but I don't think that's going to stop him here from trying to run this one in. They'll go back into that smoke guy. In the very back is Reese. They're going to hand it to him, and he's going to get in. And there's Cookeville's third touchdown of the game, and no official call yet. There it is. So they do get into the end zone there, and that's going to make it 23-7 with 4:51 left to go. This is the largest deficit of the year for the Blue Devils.
Did you say that was Reese?
Yep, it was Reese with the touchdown and a PAT on the way.
Guys, I said last year they came in and handled us 27-0. They manhandled us, and I said we kept a receipt. Well, same things happened tonight as we have totally dominated in this ball game, and it's not that we may lose this game. Looks like we are. It's how we lost this game. Lentz on to attempt. Davison to hold. Snaps there. Kicks up. And they just keep tagging on points. 4:51 to go in the game. Cookeville 23, Lebanon 7. We'll be back after this short break.
WANT, WCOR, W252DU, W270 DM Lebanon.
This is Halloween, this is Halloween.
24-7 is your score. Largest deficit of the season here for the Blue Devils with just 4:51 left to go. Donald Gann with your scoring summary.
Yeah, John, after the long pickoff return from Harrison, Cookeville goes 6 yards in 4 plays. Reese with a 1-yard TD run. Lentz with the PAT's good. It is now Cookeville 24, Lebanon 7 with 4:51 remaining in your ball game.
I'll repeat what I said earlier. You're just looking for something positive here if you're the Blue Devils. They'll kick it away. Manier will field it inside the 5. He'll bring it out, and he's going to make a move, and he lost his footing at about the 15-yard line. Went to make a jab step, would have been past his guy, but the grass just gave away a little bit. And Austin Harrison will come back out and will be the third drive. And now Amari Manier really hobbled coming off the field. He runs to the sideline and immediately goes down to his back, and we'll keep an eye on that. He's been out for 1 game, but it was for a shoulder, and that definitely looked lower body, and he is in some pain right now. I don't even know if the training staff realized that he's kind of over here down by some of the other media on the sideline.
I think they're also
we're getting a penalty.
Getting our penalty marked off. It's never saw a flag, but
what?
I have no idea.
Had to be on the return. They're marking it half the distance going to goal, so instead of being out around the 20, going to be more like around the 6 or 7.
So Amari Manier picked up maybe a slight injury for no reason. They wipe off the return that he did have. 24-7, 4:43 left to play. Lebanon going to have to go.
Now you just don't want to get nobody
94
hurt.
yards, yeah.
That's why I'd start pulling people out.
2 receivers to the right, 1 on the near side. Pistol formation. Zeta now will move over to the left hip of Harrison. Going in motion is Busby. They're going to hand it to Busby, and he's going to take it over to the left side. Got through a couple of blockers, going to cut it back up, get a gain of a few. That'll keep the clock moving, and Lebanon not looking to take any timeouts or throw to the sideline. I think they're just going to try to play this drive straight up, and again, just see if they can get it in the end zone here. 24-7 will be your score. And it'll be about close to the 4-minute mark by the time Lebanon snaps it. The only loss so far on the season for the Blue Devils was a Week 9 loss to Green Hill, 22-15. Cookeville looking to win 3 games in a row heading into the postseason. They'll snap it to Harrison, looking over to his right. He's got Busby again. Busby, though, is going the wrong direction. He caught it about a 2-yard gain out in the flat and then was drove backwards. That'll bring up 3rd down with 3:47 and counting. They'll spot the ball at about the 18-yard line. Excuse me, that is the 14-yard line. 3rd and 4. Boy, I almost think if you don't get it here on 3rd down, go for it again. Just try to get a 1st down. Zeta on the right hip of Harrison. Harrison's going to roll and then hand it off to him. He's going to cut it right up the middle. He'll gain maybe 5 or 6 short of the 1st down. Now we'll bring up 4th down, and it looks like punt team is coming out. And just 3 minutes to play in this one. This one, unfortunately, all done but the final score, as the Cookeville Cavaliers will come in here and spoil senior night here for these 22 seniors. But it does look like Lebanon will get at least one more game on their home field, as Gallatin is taking care of business against Wilson Central. And that's all we need is Gallatin to win that game, and Lebanon will remain in 2nd place. And punt on the way. Eli Jimenez averaging about 30 a punt. That's his best punt in a while, all the way out to the 50-yard line. It just kind of dies on the 50-yard line, and that's his best punt in probably 3-4 games. But it will give Cookeville just half the field to work with and 2:23 to play, and I got to imagine they're just going to run the ball a few times. If they get a 1st down, that might be all she wrote.
Lebanon's not going to call a timeout. I can't imagine Cookeville's going to do anything but give the ball to either Barrett or Reese. The shocker that people's going to see when they see this score, is the shocker I think me and you are feeling right now. Joe said it earlier, this is the first game this year we've been outplayed, we've been out-hustled. I don't know if I want to use the word lazy, but we've played kind of lazy.
Not the same pep in their step, not that same little, giddy up that we've seen them have all year long. And they'll run the ball here, get about 2 yards on the play. But, yeah, it's just been kind of an odd feel tonight. And we thought that long completion of Busby might have broke things open. The Juwan Stafford touchdown catch, thought that might have broken it up. And it might have if the Blue Devil offense might have had an opportunity. But they really have had one drive here in the second half.
Yeah, and you're right. When we had that long pass to Busby and we got one hurt, Lebanon's got one
it's gonna be a
just went
cramp.
down. But, we had that long 40-something yard pass to Busby, got down there. You're at 1st and goal from the 4. Lebanon, the first 9 games of this season, that would have been a score, either the first or second play.
Yep.
We went backwards. It's like we were sitting waiting on the next person to maybe make a play. And then you turn around and it's third quarter and we don't have the ball and we're down 2 scores. And now there's a minute and a half to go and we're down 3 scores. And, this game's over. Now we just don't want to get nobody hurt. And we got to get better for next Friday night. That's for sure.
Well, as I said earlier, sometimes a loss going into the postseason can be the best thing for you, kind of light a fire underneath you. I think the weather might have had a little bit to do with tonight. It is very cold out tonight. I haven't looked at it. I think I'm going to guesstimate. My phone says it's about 54 degrees. It feels a little cooler than that to me. But next week, you'll be dealing with the same thing. But coming off a loss, and you're in a situation where you're win or go home. It's like that for everybody. And Lebanon is in it. They're going to be players going to be okay. And who is that? That is Carter McPeak, and he's been a big piece to this puzzle all year. So glad to see that young man getting up under his own power. But you play all year for a chance to play in the postseason on your home field. So even though this has been not a good game for the Blue Devils, still will finish this season 8-2, second place in the region, and will be hosting, despite a massive ESPN top play of the night type comeback by Wilson Central, you will be playing here next week, so you're guaranteed at least one more game on your home field, and that is it.
Well, Joe was right a while ago when he said he thought maybe some of them maybe thought we were better than we are, or maybe thought we was just going to walk in here and take this one. If nothing else, this game will humble you.
Yeah.
And if they walk off this field tonight and think they're unbeatable going into the playoffs, boy, we got a lot of coaching to do.
Just about a minute and a half left here. They could take this down close to 1 minute, 2nd and 7, and I think that's what they will do. They'll probably just snap the ball one more time.
Yeah, we're not going to touch the ball.
And then another knee, and that'll just about do it. So they'll come out to the line of scrimmage now with 7 on the play clock. They'll go into a pistol formation. Davidson will get the snap. They're just going to turn and toss it over to Reese. He'll take it over to the right. He's going to be short of the first down, brought down around the 43-yard line. But it'll be under a minute to go now on 3rd down, and all the Cookeville Cavaliers got to do is take a knee. The Blue Devils came in here 3-1 over their last 4 games between these two teams, and now they're going to lose 2 in a row. And over the last 2 games, they have outscored the Blue Devils, if I did my math right, is at 41-7 over the last 2 matches.
7 points. That's by far the lowest we've been in the, we're averaging, 29 points a game.
Yeah, 27.1, and there's your knee, and that's going to be all she wrote. Cookeville comes in here and hands Lebanon their first home loss of the season to close out the regular season. 24-7 will be your final, as Cookeville will improve to 4-6 overall, 3-2 inside of the region. They'll drop Lebanon to 8-2, and 3-2 inside of the region. Lebanon will remain in second place as long as Gallatin holds on to their win against Wilson Central. We will get those updates here for you shortly, and if we're not able to, then for sure the WANT Fakes and Hooker Scoreboard boys will have you set up. And then, of course, on Saturday, they will release the brackets, and we'll know exactly what the setup is. And to the radio station for a 3-minute timeout. Then we'll come back and actually we'll take a 3-minute timeout. And then we're going to keep it in the station to the WANT Scoreboard boys to give you some updates on some of the other games in the area before we come back out here to the field. This is Lebanon High School football on WANT FM 98.9.
Hey, this is Paul with Bates Ford. Come visit our